Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 77 of the Can I Say Something podcast. I'm your host and a recluse with a juicy caboose, Damien. We're coming to you live from beautiful downtown Palm Springs, California. We're stuck in a time loop, banging everyone at a wedding party. Trust me, we have everyone's favorite troglodyte Philistine.
Huge.
On this week's episode of Can I Say Something, we'll be discussing what we've been watching, listening to, and eating, including Gross Point Blank, Crazy Rich Asians, and Brigsby Bear. But first, some entertainment news, including Will Smith got cucked. A new Russo brothers movie is announced starring Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. And we have Empire Magazine's Top 50 Heroes of All Time list. Finally, we're right into the show. Bicycle@gmail.com. Bicycle on Twitter. BISICKLE. Subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify. Do all of it.
Let me start
What's
off
up, buddy?
right,
How
dog.
we doing?
Happy birthday, you dusty old fart. What's that? Now you're like
Thanks,
4
bud.
whole years
Feels
older than
good. Yeah, 4 whole. Yeah, buddy, you know it. You're 31.
me? No, don't age me down.
Sure,
I'm 34,
you are.
You're 38.
Fuck you.
How'd you celebrate? What'd you do?
Age
Yeah,
is just a number. What did I do? Yeah, I did. I cracked some beers, had a cupcake, some wings,
To
some
the listener,
pizzas.
I had to go pick up the card from his house, and the kind soul that Damien is, on his birthday, he gave me beers to drink. Yep.
I gave him
Yep.
beers to drink. How about
Good guy.
that? Because this man over here gives me the best gift anybody could ever give. The gift of
Aw.
friendship. Ooh.
Well,
Yep.
no homo.
No homo.
A little bit.
Let's get into it. I got a bunch of stuff going on this week. Holy shit. So this wasn't this week. This is last week. So Mr. Will Smith, William J. Smith, married to Jada Pinkett Smith for 20 years. Last week the news came out that Jada Pinkett Smith had an entanglement, in her words, with, let's see, what is his name? August Alsina. Alsina. August Alsina. So she had an entanglement, in her words. And so because it became public, I guess they felt like they had to discuss it. So the interview is out there with them just talking to each other. Jada Pinkett Smith is quoted as saying, "One of the reasons I wanted to come to the table was because of the headlines. We specifically never said anything. We were purposely not saying anything. So any headline that says Jada said or Will said, or the Smith said is not true. We specifically never said anything. So coming to the table was like, we just felt like it got to the point where you got to say something." Let's see. At the end of the day, I don't like how all of this came to be. It was not something we would comment on. It was a situation we consider private. So then why did they come out and talk about it? So they've said, in the years since they've been married, the two have revealed that they don't view their relationship as a marriage, but rather a, quote, life partnership. Pinkett said she was broken and in a lot of pain when the couple separated. Let's see. There's another quote here. She doesn't think it's a transgression. She doesn't think it was cheating. She says, quote, "I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all. Through that particular journey, I learned so much about myself and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity. And I was really able to do some really deep healing. And as I came through and started to realize a few things about you and I, he decided, the August fella, he decided to break all communication with me, which was totally understandable. And I let that be and hadn't talked to him since. So it's a little weird that all this stuff is coming out now." So she does. What do you think about that? She doesn't think it's a transgression.
I always thought the relationship was weird anyways. Fuck, I could have sworn they had an open relationship like 15 years ago or something. I thought there was some kind of thing going on where, I don't know, it didn't surprise me. When I heard about this, it was kind of like, really? I don't know. Maybe I was wrong the whole time, but I thought this happened like 15 years ago even. But I don't know what her.
Right. You have to assume
what she's talking about. Oh my damn sense.
I wanted her to come out and be like,
Stupid
stupid
fucking
fucking mistakes, man. Stupid fucking.
Yeah, man.
Will Smith being a Scientologist, you got to think there is some sort of like, I don't know, a mixer, an event.
He's a
A-
Scientologist?
Yeah. Yeah, Will Smith is a confirmed
baby, what you
Scientologist, I
doing?
believe.
What is you doing?
Let me just I want to say he was in it for a while. Let's see, Will Smith, Scientologist. Google that. It brings up Will Smith in particular has sparked rumors about being a possible Scientologist after Leigh Remini that said that his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, belongs to the religion. Okay. So Jada is possibly confirmed to be in Scientology. So it's kind of hard to not think that Will is also
Well, I mean,
in
transgressions
there
and
with
all.
it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, you know how they have that idea of the Illuminati and the fucking Bilderberg Group and the Trilateral Commission are all meeting together monthly, I don't know, monthly or weekly or quarterly and have, eyes wide shut meetings with masks and chanting and probably sex orgies. So you got to imagine if you're in a Scientologist group that you're taking part in some sort of, orgy type situation at some point, right?
Yeah, wasn't there something like last podcast? Was it Scientology? Or was it something else? I don't know. Something where it basically was saying like, I can fuck you because I'm this person and you're that person, or was that a different religion? Do you remember that?
I think
Okay,
Mormonism
right,
is what you're talking about,
sure.
I believe. They're all what do you call that? Polygamist.
All right.
They're all polygamous. So I don't know. I don't know what Scientology has as far as what's their rule book as far as polygamy
Yeah,
goes.
me neither.
I haven't looked into that. But you have to imagine if they're part of the most powerful people in Hollywood, and there's that idea of like there's just human trafficking and enslavement and shit like that. You got to imagine there's some freaky shit going on behind the scenes.
Some spooky
This is
Wayfair
probably
stuff.
this is yeah, the Wayfair stuff. Jesus Christ, they went. What's his name? Hassan went through all that shit this week. Jesus, because so yeah, slight tangent talking about the Wayfair stuff. They had Hassan was showing YouTube clips of people talking about how for those who don't know, Wayfair is it's like an Amazon but for upscale high end furniture, right? It costs
cabinets,
tens of
like
thousands of dressers.
boudoirs.
Yeah.
Is that
Very,
right?
very expensive. Yeah, Davenport's the thing. So you go on there and it's like some like you said, a dresser or a cabinet is named like an Alicia cabinet. So if somebody was like, oh, it's called an Alicia cabinet because that's the code word. And if you wanted to buy a girl named Alicia, you buy the cabinet. And then the guy went into like missingchildren's.net or whatever and said, look, right here in January 20th, fucking 2020, this girl went missing. And you see here on the Wayfair website, you have an Alicia cabinet. Therefore, you buy the cabinet and you get the girl. It's like, no, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
The SKU number was like the date of them, either their birthday or the day they went missing or something. Like they were categorized, like the number, or something crazy like that. I mean, this was a Reddit thing though, right? Like this originated on Reddit, like the Pizzagate stuff.
Well, no, I mean probably Reddit. It probably leaked into Reddit. It's probably from 4chan. It's probably from what do you call it? What's the one everyone QAnon? It's probably started QAnon. QAnon was probably the biggest proponent of it. They probably distributed it the most from them. So yeah, if you're looking for anybody who's pushing modern current conspiracy theories, it's most likely members of QAnon. But you're right, it does go all over the internet after a while.
Did you have anything more about the Will and Jada?
So.
No.
Not really. I just think it was interesting that they felt like they had to come out with this video, like this discussion with them saying like, it'd be clear cut if she just said, listen, we're swingers. We have an open relationship. And you look at this. I know, but they didn't explicitly say that. And you look at like Will Smith's face throughout the entire interview. Like there's just picture I'm looking at in the article right now.
Jordan.
He's just like, this is the crying Jordan meme. It's like the epitome of just dead inside, just off, just nothing there. He's just soulless human being. It's awful to be, and you got to wonder, like, did she put him up to this? Like, did he want to do this interview? Because he really didn't seem like he
Yeah.
was comfortable
Yeah,
being
no,
there.
you could tell the whole time it was like he had like that big old
So
lump in his throat, couldn't swallow. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I had no idea that red table thing was even a thing that she did either. It was like
I didn't
it's
either.
yeah, it's a weird topic. Like, oh yeah, well let's talk about it. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get into it. It's like, really, you gonna do this?
Because she was, yeah. I want to get onto like the other stuff, but she seemed to be leading the conversation through most of that, and you can see him like listening to what she's saying and him wanting. I think he really looked like he wanted to say something back to her, but you can tell it's like one of those things where he's probably had this conversation a million times. He's just
Guess we're
like,
gonna do it for the
all
listeners
right,
now.
all right,
No, I thought he there was this thing with Will too that he
Jesus,
said how he grew up his father was super abusive or something, and he always made it a
hmm.
thing like not to yell in his house. Or he would never yell at his spouse because of what he's seen and everything, and it was real stand up. And
Wow,
I wonder if that still stands true. Like, was there actually yelling involved this time around? The
maybe,
first time she
yeah,
broke the news to him, or but
yeah. I don't know.
you got any
It's
jokes?
a weird thing. It's a very weird thing.
Yeah.
Jokes. I was trying to think of like the
No,
fresh
no,
cut
no.
of Bel
The
Air.
sequel to Hancock.
The
Hancocked. Yeah.
oh, handcucked.
I,
There
I
we
got,
go.
I
We
got one
got it,
more. I got one
guys.
more. Well, this is like current event stuff. Like
Go
it's
ahead.
2020. We're all getting fucked, and it's July, right? Will's from the future. He's getting fucked by August.
Yeah. Well. So moving on, Russo brothers are directing a Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling thriller, the biggest Netflix movie so far. I always find it interesting movies being announced right now because it's like, when are you going to start filming this? With the COVID stuff, how far in the future are people thinking? Because they're saying at the end of this article that they're going to start shooting this in January. So it's like it's kind of crazy how far in the future people are planning productions right now. But Russo Brothers are directing a movie based on The Gray Man. I've not heard of this book or whatever it's based on. So Deadline broke the news Friday that The Gray Man was in works at Netflix, with the streaming service committing a budget north of $200 million, which was around the budget of The Irishman. The Irishman got that money for the CGI of the
Right.
de-aging. Let's see. The film is based on the book by Mark Greaney of the same name. Avengers Endgame scribes Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely helped polish the script written by Joe Russo. Ryan Gosling stars in the film as the freelance assassin and former CIA operative Court
What a dumb name.
Gentry, who is hunted around the globe. It's a terrible name. Who is hunted around the globe by former ally Lloyd Hansen, played by Chris Evans. The current expectation is that Gosling will return for the sequels after The Gray Man is released. The film is set to begin production in January. It's always weird seeing things like that where it's like this movie that it's not even like begun to think about production. It's not even in pre-production. And it's like Gosling will, star in subsequent sequels.
Yeah, like signing on to like a multi-movie deal. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, signing on to a multi-movie deal. But I mean, Evans is used to that since he signed on to. I think he did. I think he signed on to 3 movies when he first did
Yeah.
Captain America. Let's see. The movie is a real mano a mano between these two great actors who represent two different versions of the CIA and what it can be and what it can do. Anthony Russo told Deadline, "For those who were fans of Captain America: Winter Soldier, this is us moving into that territory in more of a real-world setting. That's what this movie really means to us." So they just go on to say more stuff. Blah 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 blah. Yeah.
So when you said
Looking
biggest,
forward
it's
to
not them
that.
hyping it up. It
Chris
was like the
Evans.
biggest payroll, biggest production costs. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So far on Netflix, yep. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting seeing things going forward as far as COVID making things go to Netflix now. It's gonna be interesting to see if this just goes straight to Netflix, seeing as Netflix is bankrolling the entire movie.
Is this going to be one of your special time movies? Given that Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling are both in it.
Yeah. Yeah, turn off the lights, put some candles on, put some relaxing music, put some incense in the air, get a blanket on, get
Pour
some
yourself a nice glass of wine.
some lube up. Yep,
That's
nice
cute.
Chianti. Exactly. That's gonna be yep. Can't wait for that. Let's see. Nick Cannon spreads anti-Semitic conspiracy theories online. The TV host references the Rothschild control and claims that black people are the true Hebrews. Video of TV host and actor Nick Cannon spreading anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and praising virulent anti-Semitic Louis Farrakhan has resurfaced in recent days. Uh, Nick Cannon, who currently hosts The Masked Singer and previously hosted America's Got Talent, spoke with Richard Griffin on a recent episode of Cannon's Class, the TV show's host YouTube talk show. Cannon appeared to have filmed the video last year and reposted it to his channel. Uh, ba, 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 ba. Let's see. Early in the 90-minute video, Griffin said that the Semitic people and the Semitic languages have absolutely nothing to do with any white people. Cannon then chimed in, quote, this is his quote, "The Semitic people are black people." Griffin and Cannon agreed that the term anti-Semitic is used to divide people and neutralize criticism. In the video Cannon, Griffin attempts to distance himself from the comments that got him fired from Public Enemy. They put that on me. I never said those things. He said in a 1989 interview. Griffin said, "The Jews are wicked, and we can prove this," and said that Jews are responsible for the majority of wickedness that goes on across the globe. Griffin told Cannon that during that now infamous interview, he was merely speaking facts about who controls the music industry. He said, quote, I'm hated now because I told the truth. Let's see. Nick Cannon later referenced going as deep as the Rothschilds, centralized banking, the 13 families, the bloodlines that control everything even outside of America. Nick Cannon claimed that when people understand who the real Jewish people are, quote, it's never hate speech, but you can't be anti-Semitic when you are the Semitic people. When we are the same people who they want to be, that's our birthright. He says, we are the true Hebrews. Nick Cannon then went on to say, quote, he spoke about giving too much power to the they, and then they turned out to be the Illuminati, the Zionists, and the Rothschilds.
It's
Yep.
not even just Nick Cannon though.
No,
There's professional athletes.
yeah,
You know, and the crazy thing is, like, they're all black in this weird time too. That they're fighting for so much that you got like a handful. I mean, say it's like probably the vocal minority, I would imagine, but like it's like
yeah,
Deshaun Jackson. Kevin Durant's like tweets about this stuff. And Deshaun Jackson literally said something along the lines like Hitler was right. Yeah. I mean, this isn't just Nick Cannon. I mean, he jumped on it and everything, but you got people like Charles Barkley and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar coming out and like saying like, "What the hell's you doing?" Like, how you can't fight hate with hate. Like, this is, you guys are like setting us back. But it should be like not. It should be recognized that it's not just Nick Cannon. Like, Ice Cube's in and on it too. Like, it's a weird thing. Like these, like those people like just came out with this anti-Semitic stuff, and it's like, where is this coming from?
Yeah, I really don't know, because he's trying to say like, I can't. Nick Cannon's saying I can't be anti-Semitic because I am the real Jewish people. I am Jewish, so it's like, yeah, you can be white and you can be anti-white. You can be black and be anti-black. You can be anything and be anti-anything. It's like it's the same it's the same logic of saying like, I have black friends, so it's like I can't be racist. It's like, no, you can be racist and have black friends. You can be anti-Semitic and have Jewish friends. It's not one or the other.
Yeah, I know. I know, like Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
He didn't really call Deshaun Jackson out, but he was just like, "Hey man, what you're saying is not cool," and he actually asked him to like go tour like Holocaust survivors, or not, or what, the camps and everything like that, or the museum, and Deshaun and a handful of other people have accepted his offer, which is cool because I mean they're open to, opening their eyes and everything to everything. Because Edelman I mean, if you can tell by his last name, he's Jewish, so he's half Jewish. So, I
Yeah.
mean, it's good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
about Nick Cannon. I don't
Right.
know what his deal is in all of it, but as far as like a handful of other black athletes, at least that they're going to try to understand and such, which is it's good stuff. Good stuff. Because it's
Yeah.
like I said, it's. I mean, I'm not. There's no way that I guess we would have known this, but apparently that's a thing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think what it comes down to is if you get to a certain level of success, you're making a shit ton of money, and legally you have to pay your taxes on that. And I think you like, oh fuck, all my taxes are going to the government and they're going to banks, and it's like if you suddenly see you're paying like a third or whatever of money or amount of your money to the banks, and they're like, wait, okay, who am I paying my money really to? Oh, it's the Jews. Fuck them. They're taking my money. I earned this money. I think all it really boils down to is you not wanting to pay your fair share. Like you are making so much fucking money, and you're like, oh fucking, I don't want to pay taxes. Like then you're like you have to look for an enemy. You have to look for the person who's quote unquote taking your money, and you're like, oh, these fucking goddamn banker people, and these goddamn people are taking my money. And it's like, no, you just pay your fucking taxes. Shut the fuck up. That's all about boils down to for me. Shut the fuck up and pay your taxes. Like we've been through this for fucking centuries of just people not paying their fair share and just looking for a scapegoat to get out of it. And now I think a lot of it is just what he's talking about. It's just all these Rothschilds and these centralized bankers and these people that own everything, and these are the people that are running shit. So he's like I don't want to pay my money to these people, and he's trying to say like, oh, if it was somebody else I would definitely pay my money to them, but because it's those people, and it's because it's the elites, and it's because it's the rich and powerful, I'm not giving my money to these people. And it's like, no, you're just trying to find a way to keep more of your money. That's all it is. I would not be surprised if any of these people, if it came out tomorrow that these people are tax evading.
Well, I mean,
Big
a
time.
lot of
Because I think that
millionaire people actually don't do that because the fine isn't like I've read that the fine for not paying your taxes on certain amounts of money is less than the amount of taxes you would have to pay.
yeah,
So I think that actually is a thing where
yeah,
they escape
yeah,
escape the taxes, so they end up paying less because of the way the system is.
yeah. So fuck that guy. I think we can agree to that. Moving on.
I want to be rich though.
Next thing is
I want to be.
you'll
Shoot.
be rich.
Yeah, dude.
You want to be
Yeah.
rich? More money, more
We'll
problems,
find
though,
out.
is what I heard. Let's see. This is from the direct.com. M10 MCU characters that we want to see in Marvel's Phase 4 and beyond. So this is about characters that didn't really interact so far in the MCU universe because either they were new or because they were off-world. Because the first one they have here is Peter Parker and Shuri, talking about the fact that they are both, genius level characters, and they're both very good with tech. Let's see. Spider-Man star Tom Holland previously admitted that Letitia Wright's Shuri was his favorite part of the 2018 Black Panther, while also revealing that it would be brilliant for the two characters to meet up. So yeah, that'd be interesting to see. Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel, that'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
Let's see. In terms of power level, many would argue that Doctor Strange and Danvers are on top of the lists, yet the two MCU heroes haven't had a chance to meet on screen, even though they're on the same battlefield and at the same funeral during Endgame. So it could be, yeah, they're talking about how in Phase 4, the first one, one of the first movies to come out is going to be Doctor Strange 2 in the Mountains of Madness, the Mouth of Madness, something like that. Number 3 was Star-Lord and Ant-Man. That'd be interesting. I think there was a scene in Endgame where Rocket was talking to Ant-Man, and he's like, "Oh, little puppy, want to go to space? Never been to space, puppy? Want to go to space? Okay, we'll go to space."
That seems like a fun one. The banter.
Yeah.
Star-Lord would be hyper aggressive, and Ant-Man would
number
just be
4.
like, bro.
Let's see. Black Panther and Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch and Captain Marvel. Ant-Man and Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange is in a lot of these. Sam Wilson and Hope Van Dyne. That's the Wasp. Nick Fury and T'Challa. That'd be a good one.
Nice.
Thor and Spider-Man. That'd be a good one.
Spider-Man
And
would be fun.
finally, the Hulk
Yeah,
and
Hulk and
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, obviously.
Thor, Hulk and Spider-Man. Yep.
Yeah.
The two heroes could bond since both of them have genius level intellect. That's seems to be a running theme throughout a lot of these. Is the people with the genius
Bunch
level
of smarty
intellects
pants.
interacting.
Why
Yep.
why Scarlet Witch and
So that's cool. Yeah.
Captain Marvel? I gotta be honest with you. I don't like what they've done with Scarlet Witch, and I suppose. I mean, they definitely had to take a little off of Scarlet Witch's powers, but like her character is just
Yeah.
you know, not really,
Not great.
And I don't know how.
If you
Yeah, how's it? How is being with Marvel, Captain Marvel, supposed to bring that out of her? You know?
Yeah, let's see. So they were talking about how let's see, the power levels are about the same.
I feel like we don't even know that.
People have debated.
They've done Scarlet Witch pretty dirty.
They really did. It said in an interview, Marvel's studio president Kevin Feige has finally confirmed that Wanda is, let's see, Scarlet Witch is the most powerful MCU hero following the Avengers Endgame.
Really? I mean,
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Well, I guess like Strange doesn't have the Time Stone anymore. Thor though, Thor has Stormbreaker.
True.
I'm gonna jump on Thor. You know.
Yep.
I feel like Thor could take Wanda.
Thanks. Yeah, it all depends. Like, I said this multiple times when we were doing our Endgame discussion, but it all depends on how they're fighting, because Thor is a brawler. Like he does the lightning stuff. He's got the range with the lightning stuff, but he's more of a in your face type fighter. And obviously Wanda, without her magic, can't really do anything with hand to hand combat when that's involved with that. So Wanda would have to keep her distance to sort of keep Thor at
because
a
she just
disadvantage
crushed him.
there.
You think like she attempted to? Well, I mean, she attempted to do with Ultron, and Ultron somehow got out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to rewatch that, but I think it's the thing where they you look at Thor and his power level at the very beginning compared to Endgame Thor. I think throughout all the movies they sort of increase their power level as they go on. So I think maybe at the very beginning when Wanda was just figuring out her powers, remember she was made, wasn't she? Her powers just made or brought out of her at the beginning or at the end of, I want to say, what was her end credits reveal? Was that Winter Soldier? I think, or it could have been Winter Soldier.
It showed her
She debuted in
captivity, right? Is that what you're talking about?
She was in captivity. I'm trying to remember which end credit scene it was. Was it Avengers? No, Iron Man 3. I don't know. One of the end credit scenes they show her in the lab being created. So I think it's a thing where she just is now figuring out how to control her power. So I think now her power level is much higher than it was during Ultron. So I think she does. I think she could go toe to toe with.
Yeah,
Thor.
I just read this
Absolutely.
thing and it said about the Wanda and Captain Marvel thing. The MCU is no stranger to heroes fighting one another, and pitting Danvers and Maximoff against each other would become an instant iconic moment. I mean, I could get behind that. Like if they were to fight each other. Yeah, that might be.
Yeah. Yeah, you could see it too. I guess I never read it, but in one of the biggest events in the comics, Wanda like erases all of everyone's powers. Like she says, like no more mutants or something, no more superpowers or something like that. So they could include something like that where Wanda goes off the deep end and fucking takes everyone's powers away except for
but
Danvers.
I've also read that everybody hates that storyline. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean it was just kind of like a cheat code or something about. Oh, but I mean she kind of like Strange and Professor X couldn't contain her, and so I mean she earned it, but I don't know. Yeah, from what I read, that's not a fan favorite of many people. A lot of people just don't like when someone can become uber powerful like that. I did a lot of research when we were doing a bracket over the summer because we were bored, and we'd we do some Discord calls, and we talk. We do brackets of like who would win. I was going into it scientifically, like
Yeah.
who would win, like power wise, and other people were just going in like I like that one better. My 6-year-old was involved as well, so I didn't. I rarely won with logic. But that was one of the things was like Thor versus Scarlet Witch, which I would have picked Thor. I actually even had Strange beating Scarlet Witch, and if you read online, it seems like it's a lot closer fight. I think Strange and Witch would be an interesting matchup.
That'd be an interesting fight.
Well, not even that. Even just them like getting together, like they're talking about pairing people up, like Strange and Wanda. I don't think they had any real interaction.
Strange? No, they didn't. Yeah, because it's weird because you gotta think about when you're comparing each character to each character. Like you said, Strange doesn't have the time stone anymore, so it's like Doctor Strange now not as powerful as he was during his movie. Because he could just keep repeating shit. If it fucks up, he's just like, all right, try number 1,765.
I mean, the comics are endless. Like he gets powerful again without it. He ends up getting some kind of weapon, like an axe or something, and he's like uber powerful again. So, I mean, really, it's just whatever writer latches onto whatever character, and it's like, all right, this guy needs a power creep. Let's do it.
Yep. Let's see. So moving on, this week, I keep saying this week, but it's because everything happened last week. The 13th, see this article was written, how about that? On July 13th, Grant Imahara, host of Mythbusters and White Rabbit Project, died at age 49. He was an electrical engineer and robotanist by training. He worked for a long time at Lucasfilm's THX and Industrial Light and Magic divisions.
Yeah, I read that he was one of the people to work on R2-D2s in one of the Star Wars, yeah.
He was. Yeah. Well, it's interesting because people look at the prequels, and a lot of the main criticisms of those movies is how much CGI was apparent in that movie, just because there was so much CGI in the background, and you have Jar Jar Binks, and you have a lot of creatures. A lot of creatures were CGI'd in that movie, but I guess there was a ton of actual. There's more practical effects in that movie if you just go by the sort of background set design and sort of the. I guess you could count the lightsabers as being practical to a certain extent. I guess he did him and Adam Savage and a lot of the other Mythbusters worked on those movies, doing a lot of.
I imagine effects. Robotics was definitely a budget in there. Yeah, actually, did you know that's not the first Mythbuster person to die either? They had another one. Some years back, one of the women, she died as well. She in like a car crash or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
Did you know how Imahara died? Yeah, man.
Brain
Those
aneurysm.
Things are scary.
Yes.
Anytime.
They
Doesn't
are.
matter who you are, how healthy you are or not. It just happened.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. The other Mythbuster you're talking about that died was Jessie Combs. Died in a fatal car crash while attempting to break her own land speed record in Oregon's Alvord Desert. Yeah.
I always liked your aunt. I don't remember ever watching any episodes with her in it, but I remember watching ones with him in it, and I always thought he was a cool guy.
Yeah.
At least through the TV and everything.
Very cool.
Those are my favorite episodes. I had the three, Troy, what was her name? The redhead? Carrie, yeah.
Carrie.
And
Carrie Byron.
And then it had the obviously the other two.
Yep. Yep. I love that show. Yeah. Great show, great guy. It's always unfortunate because there's such a rare quality that people have of just like being curious and being scientifically minded and wanting to find out how things work, and then on top of that, having the desire to sort of share that shit with the world. Make a show where you teach people how shit works, how science works, how the world works, how chemistry works, and shit like that. So it's always a tough loss when you lose people.
I mean,
like that.
The way 2020 is gone, like this was definitely like a gut punch in a way that like one that you weren't expecting, like like murder hornets, and people got bingo cards about like what the next disaster is gonna be, but like practical
Yeah.
things, like you kind of slip under things, like someone dying, you'd imagine like oh, Brad Pitt's next or something, like something's gonna happen to Brad Pitt, or like when Kobe died earlier in the year,
Right.
but then you got like these ones that are like kind of like beloved but forgotten about because you don't see him as much anymore. But like Grant Imhara, I was pretty sure he had I dare say he was beloved, and yeah,
Absolutely.
and this is kind of one just like fuck, man, where'd that come from? That sucks.
Yeah. 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 And it's a thing of like, you remember that scene in Fight Club where uh, Jack beats the shit out of Jared Leto, and they don't really show him beating the shit out of him. They more show the reactions of people like standing around watching it happen. I always think like when something like this happens, it's always the reaction of other people that have like I listen to Adam Savage's podcast every week, and he was talking about how his feelings on it, and talking about when he first met him and his experience working with him. And it's always it's never the event itself. It's always the reverberations, and it's always the effects it has on other people that's more affecting to me.
Agree. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on. So 2 weeks ago, I was excited, very excited to talk about Empire's magazine's top 50 heroes of all time, and they decided to put that amazing piece of content, that rare gem of a content behind a paywall. So because I have so much time on my hands, I went back and listened to the podcast they do weekly, and this week they finished up revealing that rare list on their podcast. This week they did the 1 through 10 of the top heroes of all time as voted on by listeners and readers of the Empire magazine. And so I went in and listed them all. So
I do
you
have
have the list in front of you? All right.
This
so
is an eclectic
let's
list.
just go through real quick. Yeah, very eclectic. Starting at number 50, Chief Brody. Chief Brody of Jaws fame. Played by, what's his fucking name? Hope his name. Roy Scheider. Roy Scheider played Mr. Where is it? Chief Brody. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. Obviously, great movie.
Are you a little offended he's down at 50?
Did a great
He's
job
opening the list.
Is he a hero though? Is he a hero? Because
Is it?
Because thinking back on that movie, he is the chief. He is the sheriff in town, and he sort of the mayor is always held up as the bad guy of that movie, right? Because he wants to open the beaches as soon as possible for July 4th. We gotta get those beaches open for July 4th, which is something similar going on right now. But we'll leave it at that. So he says, we gotta open the beaches. We got one shark attack. Lady died. Was it though? Was it really a shark attack? Could have been a fucking boat attack. We don't know. Blah blah blah. So the mayor convinces he didn't have to do this, but the mayor convinced Chief Brody to open the beach. Right, so you could say that up to that point, Chief Brody is a conspirator. He is what do you call that when you're adjacent to a crime? You're
A bystander?
What's the chart? You're a bystander, but you're not an assistant. But you're I don't know. I forget the technical.
Co-conspirator?
Huh? Yeah, sure. Yeah, co-conspirator to a crime.
Accomplice.
So he's basically yes, thank you. You're an accomplice to the crime. So Chief Brody, halfway through that movie, is an accomplice to the crime of opening the beaches. So you can understand that being like you're the guy that's going to ruin people's holiday if you open the beaches or if you don't open the beaches. It's like, well, nothing's going to happen. Nobody's in the water. So I can understand he's in a tough position, but still, you have to think that it was his call to make. And he decided to open the beaches because he got pressured into it.
Did he do the thing with the shark? Was he the one that did the thing?
Smile, you son of a bitch. That thing?
He win?
Yeah, that was him.
Did he win?
Yep. He won against the shark twice, actually. He was in Jaws Part 1 and Jaws Part 2. Did you ever see Jaws Part 2?
No. And like I said, I think I said before, I don't think I've ever watched Jaws 1 all the way through.
Oh my fucking god! Get the fuck off this podcast.
Give me back my beers.
So yeah, see the smiley son of a bitch. Do you even know what that means? What does it reference to?
Yeah,
What
doesn't
he's
he have
doing with
the
scene?
gun? Like the sharks eating the
Yeah.
boat, and he's like, bah! And he's like, "Bring!" The thing.
Pew. He shoots him, and then the
Yeah,
shark just explodes
yeah.
for no reason, right?
Oh
No,
shoot.
no. He was chewing. Brody about 10 minutes beforehand shoves an air tank
Yeah, air tank.
into
Okay,
the
yeah.
shark's mouth, and the shark doesn't completely eat it. He puts it in his mouth. It gets stuck in the shark's mouth. So when the shark comes to finish Brody off, the tank is still stuck in the side of its mouth. So Brody has got like a bolt action rifle, and the ship is sinking, and Brody's on the top of the what do you call that? The fucking mast. He's on the mast of the ship, and the ship is sinking, and he's into the water, and he's got one last shot because the mast is almost completely in the water, and he goes, "Shma, you son of a bitch!" And then he fires, and the thing explodes. Speaking of MythBusters, they did a
And it
myth
not
busting about that, and I believe
Yeah,
it
right.
did not happen. If you it did a thing. Another thing involved like shooting a car. If you shoot a car in the gas tank, it's supposed to
Yep, I
explode.
watched those.
Never.
Too.
No.
Yep.
It
I was gonna bring
won't.
that up.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was
Yeah.
real quick. I was going through some I don't remember, but Instagram or something. It was just funny shit going on, and it had that clip in it where he was in the boat. He shot the thing, but the shark had a funny voice to it. And my kid, my youngest, comes up over my shoulder, and he's like, ooh, he thought whenever I get my phone out and I'm watching something, he always thinks it's a video of him that I've taken, and he loves watching himself. So he immediately comes up, and it's just got like the shark he's all like gnashing on the boat, and like and like he's got the blood coming out of his mouth and everything. And I was like, I don't think you should watch this right now. But like the shark had a funny voice, and it was like and he did the thing, he shot it, and there were giblets, and my youngest started cracking up. I'm like, damn, you're a psychopath. It's official. I thought that thing was gonna have him running out of the room, but he's just, like laughing as this shark just gets blown up. Maybe that's a telling sign that the visual effects were they're a little outdated for 2020. If my 3-year-old can handle it with not cringing.
Right. So you were showing him. You're not showing him the part with
No,
Quinn
no,
getting
no.
eaten though. That's him.
Yeah.
Okay. That part still fucks me up.
It was like Nicki
just watching him
Minaj or
getting
something. Her
slowly
voice,
swallowed.
or who? Cardi B? Maybe Cardi B. I don't know. Just doing like like doing some kind of weird thing, and that's what it was like. If Cardi B was a shark or something, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It was funny though.
I was going to say, part 2, very interesting, very clever way of killing the shark in part 2. So throughout the movie, they're talking about this power line that is running from the mainland to the island of Amityville. And so it's that Chekhov's gun of like, you're talking about a thing, so it has to be used near the end. And so I'm trying to think how it happened. Oh, there's like a little, not a buoy, but like, I don't know. There was some, what do you call those islands that are on a beach, but they're not there during some parts of the day, and there are others.
Tide, they make it.
I don't know. There's a name for them, but
yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah. So he's sitting there. I forget
island.
the name of it, but anyways, he's on one of those.
No, it's an island.
Yeah. So he's sitting on something, and he's got this giant like 3-foot wide power line, and he's banging on it with a paddle because they figured out that the shark can hear that it's drawn to loud sounds. So he's banging on the power line to get it to come to him, and he's got the power line in his hands, and he's banging on the thing, and the shark finally comes up to him, and the shark grabs the power line and gets electrocuted. I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool. But again, of course, Brody survives that, and it's like one of those. No,
that shouldn't happen.
No. Never in a million fucking years would this person survive.
I
that.
don't
Never,
understand.
ever.
They gotta have the hero live all the time, Like have the guy go out on the shield.
I don't either.
And that's cool too.
Exactly.
And it's the second movie, so why not? He did the thing in the first one. He defied
he's never
it,
seen
and,
again.
The shark came back, got his revenge. It's kind of like they both went off into Valhalla together.
Yeah, that's exactly. So let's go through this list a little bit. We got Princess Mirda. I've never seen Brave. I still got to see
Yep,
Brave.
I haven't seen
Have you
Brave.
seen
Nope.
it? No. 48 is Rick Blaine from Casablanca. I saw that this year. It was very good. He's very. What the fuck is the guy's name? I had his name in my mind 2 seconds ago. Let me see. Casablanca. Starring Mr. Humphrey Bogart. Yeah, I watched another one of his movies. The Maltese Falcon. He's very good in that. He's very good in Casablanca. Let's see, number 47. I never seen
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop. Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he worthy?
Yeah.
Is he a worthy hero?
Yeah.
You think?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Number 40. Yeah.
It's a good movie. You should watch Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop.
Number. Yeah, that's on my list. I might check it out. Number 46 is Moana.
Yeah, she saved her island. That's for sure.
She did.
Well,
She did the thing.
where's Maui on here? Maui
Maui? Who's
is
Maui?
the demigod that she partnered with, The Rock. You're welcome.
Oh, The Rock. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't know. I actually.
You're welcome.
He is not on the list. It looks like so. I mean,
No.
she's I forget how like 13 or something when she went on this journey, which was cool. But
Right.
she ended up doing the thing at the end that saved everybody. But like, it would have been pretty tough without Maui there, because he's a demigod and everything.
Yeah.
But she was pretty crafty.
Right.
I mean, it's fair. But Maui should
Yeah.
get some mention in there too.
Okay.
Maui was also the reason why
Honorable
everything
mention, Maui.
happened, so I can see why he's not on the list.
Number 45, Katniss Everdeen. I have not seen
Wow.
any of these fucking movies. How many is there? Like 6?
4.
Yeah, no.
They did the
4? Yeah.
end game kind of thing. They split up the last one into 2 parts.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's
Let's
fine.
see. 44. Huh? What?
Yeah, she
She's
broke the
fine.
wheel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Is she? Yeah. Number 44, Max Rakaskansky, Mad Max from Mad Max,
Nice.
Beyond Thunderdome, Mad Max 1, Mad Max 3. Yep. Tom Hardy played newest Mad Max. Have you seen the originals or the new one? You've seen the new one, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen the new one. I've seen Thunderdome.
Yeah. I feel like that's one of those movies where I'm like, I've seen like half of that second movie. I've
Yep.
never seen the first one. Blade. Blade is very good. Doesn't get enough credit for kickstarting the modern age of superhero movies back in
Yeah.
'98, I think.
Yeah, that
First Blade was?
I really enjoyed Blade. It was hilarious. It took itself seriously, but at the same time not seriously, if that's possible.
Right. There's that scene at the first Blade where Wesley Snipes says the line, "Some motherfucker is always trying to ice skate uphill."
Yeah, dude. It's a shame that he's up there in age, because it would have been funny if they could incorporate him into the MCU.
Yeah. I think Marshala Ali is going to be the new Blade.
Who's that?
Marshala or Ali. He was in Moonlight. Let me see. I think he was
Okay,
in some
okay.
things.
I
You
got
might
you now.
know. Yeah. Let's see.
Ash.
So, what was I going to say? Oh, Blade 2.
Blade 2. Yep.
I watched Blade 2, and the opening scene is fucking
Yes.
amazing. Have you seen Blade 2? Yeah, the fucking opening scene of the guy being brought in to like have his blood drawn, and he's like, he's the new vampire. He's like the new breed of vampire, where his fucking mouth
Yeah.
opens like the predator mouth or some shit, and you don't even know it yet. And the first time you see his like chin crack open, you're like, what the fuck is that? It's fucking sick.
They were disgusting.
They were very disgusting. I love that last fight scene. That last fight scene in Blade 2 is fucking sick, because you see that one, he does that one diving elbow drop from like fucking 30 feet up. He comes and crashes down at fucking Blade's fucking rib cage over and over again.
I missed
It's
my
fucking
shot when you
sick.
said elbow shot. I wish I had fucking the Macho Man drop ready to go. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's see. We got Ash from Evil Dead. I didn't know that like Evil Dead 2 is basically like a remake of the first one, just with more action,
More
I think. I
dead.
don't remember how it was done. More dead, yeah. I've never seen what is it, Army of Darkness. I've never seen that. Apparently the TV show was not bad.
I've watched bits and pieces with Aaron. Aaron really enjoys those movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 41 is Clarice
That's the one with the
Starling.
boomstick, right?
Clarice.
Yeah, yeah.
Ashes with the boomstick. Yep.
The boomstick should be on this list.
Yeah.
Clarice.
Number 41 is Clarice Starling. Come here, Clarice. Come to the window. Do you hear the lambs screaming, Clarice? Yeah. Oh man, you seen
Yes,
Sons of the Lambs? Yeah.
I watched it like when I was
Uh,
actually pretty young. Yeah, like 13, 12.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I did. I also saw it young, but it's one of those movies where I think if you're not paying attention and
Yeah.
you don't know what's going on, I think that scene where they come into the police station and they go to that cage um, where what's his fucking name? Hannibal is being held, and you see the guy strapped up with his skin like flayed open like a butterfly. I I I think the first time I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck?" They just okay, so they took his shirt off. Okay, whatever.
You get the symbolism.
Wasn't until later on I realized, oh, that's his outer
Yep.
skin. That's not good. What was I gonna say? Oh, part two. Not great. It has Julianne Moore as
Is
Clarice
that Red
Starling,
Dragon?
but it does. Nope. Part two was
Hannibal.
called
The main Red
Hannibal.
Dragon. Okay.
Yeah, I think, or was it called Hannibal? What's his first name?
Yeah, it was Hannibal.
Hannibal. What's his first name? Hannibal.
Well, Hannibal Lecter. But the movie was
Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
the movie's just called Hannibal, and there's a scene with Ray Liotta, I believe, is the cop investigating, and he gets captured, and Hannibal cuts off the top of Ray Liotta's scalp and his scalp part. What do you call it? Your skull. He takes his skull part and feeds him his own brain.
Gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should Hannibal be on this list? Because in the first one, he was the one kind of leading the way to. You know, he was giving Clarice the clues. You know. I feel like
Right.
Hannibal should be on this.
What?
No.
Yeah, right. No, Clarice does the
She does the legwork.
she does the
Yeah,
dirty
yeah,
work.
she
She
gets
gets her
it done.
hands dirty.
But without
Yes,
his
exactly.
his gentle push, taking her under his nurturing wing, would she have been
Yeah.
able to complete the job?
True. You could say he's top 50 assistant to the superhero. What do you call that? Anti-hero? I don't know. Something. You mentioned Red Dragon. I love Red Dragon. I've seen that multiple times. It's a sick fucking movie. I told you that part where um, the bad guy is dating a blind woman, and he sits her down and he puts a tape on, and it's the tape
Yes.
of his victims. It's like a home video, and he's jerking off watching the home video. Or no, was she beating him off? I don't know. There was some jerking going on. Somebody was jerking somebody, and he's getting hard from watching the home video of
Oh,
his
messed
victim.
up.
Ugh. Blech. Yeah, fucking sick. Very 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 cool tattoo. He gets a tattoo of the the red dragon from Red Dragon is one of these. I don't know what do you call it, like Renaissance era painting of, let me see, I'm going to pull it up here. The Great Red Dragon painting are a series of watercolors by the English poet and painter William Blake between 1805 and 1810. And the one from Red Dragon is called The Great Red Dragon and the Woman Clothed in Sun. And it's this painting. I'll pull it up here so you can see it. It is a dragon with like man feet and a tail and giant wings and what do you call those, deltoids?
Yeah,
The
he's
back
got
muscles.
every deltoid ever.
Every deltoid, yeah. He's got a six pack of deltoids. And so the guy in Red Dragon has the dragon like tattooed on his back. So it is very cool, very intimidating.
I tried to get ahead of it, and I googled Red Dragon tattoo, and I got like 80 tattoo parlors. Super original, guys.
Oh no. Moving on. Number 40 is Trinity from The Matrix.
Okay.
I think that the beginning shot. I think she is. Isn't that the beginning of The Matrix where she's falling out the window? Does the backwards crash through the window and the shooting backwards? Yeah. Pew 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 pew. Yep. A very cool chick. Let's see, number 39, Maximus Decimus.
39.
Meridius.
He should be higher. He's a goddamn
Think so?
hero. He did the right thing every single time.
Yeah. I will have my revenge in this life or the next.
Avenged his family and went out on his shield. I think, probably what sets him apart, maybe why he should be up higher on the list is because he met his goal and he was at peace with himself and was able to go be with his family in the afterlife. So
True. 38 is T-800, Terminator 2.
I mean, see, he should be higher than Terminator 2. This Terminator 2 was a bad guy for a while.
Should be higher than... Yeah, he's been the good guy more than he's been the bad guy. He was the bad guy for one
Maximus
movie.
was never the bad guy.
Listen, did Maximus save the future?
Maximus
I don't think
defeat
so.
Terminator.
Which Terminator?
Terminator 2.
The first one, maybe, not the second one.
Arnold Terminator.
Arnold Terminator, maybe. It's possible.
I don't think so. I think Terminator takes it.
Yeah. Yeah, Terminator 2, fucking great movie. Terminator 3, it's fine. I still got to see the new
4,
one.
Terminator 5. But you know,
Terminator 4.
Terminator 6. Terminator 7.
There probably is 6 of them by now. I think I lost track. There was that Terminator Genesis.
That was the most recent one, right?
There was Salvation. The newest one was Genesis was the one before this. Terminator Dark Fate was the newest one.
And each one had a weird symbol.
Yeah.
In the title. Well, there's just straight up Dark Fate.
I think
or
so, yeah.
An upside down 8 or something. upside down 8 is the same.
You're right. Yeah.
As a right side up 8.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the best soundtracks of all time. Well, not even soundtrack, just what do you call that? Intro. It's theme song, best theme song of all time. Best simplest theme song.
Dun 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 dun
You know what I'm talking about, right?
dun dun dun.
Yeah,
dun.
dun 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 dun. Yes. What was I gonna fucking say about this? Something I fucking lost it.
That should be a bracket.
Oh, it was ruined.
Top
It
music intro thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Avengers #1 with a bullet. When Thor comes down into Wakanda in Infinity War. I
liked it on the Rainbow Bridge when oh
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, now I know what you're humming,
Yep.
bastard.
Wasn't that they used that a couple times? It was the in the first scene of Ragnarok, right? When he's flying through wherever he was and he's trying to get back to what's his fucking home planet?
Asgard.
Asgard. He's trying to get back to Asgard and he's flying through and that fucking giant flying dragon is chasing him. That's fucking badass.
I gotta go watch the Thor movie.
So Terminator 38. Do you think it was too low or too high?
Terminator? He should be lower because he was a bad guy at one point.
Come on. All right. 37. Beatrix Kiddo from the what do you call it? Jesus Christ, I'm dying. My brain is dying. You're watching it live. Brain is dying live. Kill Bill. Yep, volume 1 and 2. What do you think? What was better, Kill Bill or 1 or 2?
1. Yep.
Yeah. I think so. I think you're right. 1 had. Yeah, I think 1 had better fights.
I like the fights better in 1.
Yeah, it wasn't too like very slow. Like the first half was just her like recovering in the hospital and moving her little big little toe or whatever it
Was it?
was. I
I
don't
thought that
know.
happened in one.
Wasn't it?
Unless they focus more of a,
Maybe.
I
Was
can't.
what?
I might be combining them. Yeah, it's been a
Remember
while.
this the scene where what was his name? His name was Chuck and he
Yeah,
likes to fuck.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
that
The
scene, right?
orderly.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh fuck. Yeah. Great. Again, great music. Um, I don't know. I'm wondering to go back and watch right now if it holds up to, because right now what the things I'm interested in watching as far as like action scenes are scenes with very few cuts in them. Obviously, I've always been a, you know me. I'm the long
Yeah,
cut guy. Uh,
yeah. I've
yeah.
heut you talk
So it'd be
about
interesting to go.
throughout the town as that guy.
Yeah, Mr. Long Cut. It's my
What was
nickname,
your?
Mr. Long Cut.
Oh yeah,
But
go ahead. Finish your thought. Long cuts.
it'd be interesting to go back and see if there was a lot of
Yeah.
cuts in this
Or
in
do
the
you
fight
just not want
scenes.
to do that and just remember it as it is in all its glory that remains in your head? You want to go back and potentially? I mean, what's it going to do?
Yeah,
Are you going to be more impressed, or if you find out that it actually has cuts, you're going to be like, eh. I think you have more to risk going back, rewatching it,
yeah,
and thinking it sucks, as opposed to, or yeah, as opposed to remaining the image remaining in your head. Like I remember that being a great movie and the
yeah,
fights were awesome. But then if you go back and you're
yeah.
like, A, the fights
Keep
could
the memory
suck.
sacred.
B, the cuts, there were too many cuts. I mean, you're risking a lot.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. I think it's better
Do
off just keeping it
what was
keeping
your
it pure.
favorite fight in it?
What was it? It was actually the one with um in the
Yeah, I
woman's
was gonna
house with
say
her
that's the same
kid.
thing.
Yes, yes, yes. So it was so down and dirty, and she's trying not to scar the
Was
kid.
the
Yeah,
second one
very
when they
good
were in the I say dojo,
in the
but
house.
like when she's like off and all everybody.
Yep, you're about
I forget. I don't know. It was, yeah,
it.
the Japanese house. I don't know. She's just killing everybody. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's
Or
blood
Renishi.
everywhere.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, that one in the house, and she had the kid, and she's like, "Gonna do this here? Seriously? Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
I mean, they did her
Let's
dirty. They had it
see.
coming.
Ba, 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 ba.
Feel bad for the kid, but
Yeah.
you know, the mother deserved it.
A lot of classic moments, iconic moments of her doing the 1 inch punch to get out of the grave, then her going to the cafe or the diner. It's like, can I have a glass of water? Let's see. Number 36,
Don't agree.
Gandalf the White, Gandalf the Gray,
Don't
Gandalf the
agree.
Great.
Gandalf left them in
See, how
so
many
many
names
shitty
is-
situations. So many shitty situations. Like he'd come and save them, but it
Let me
was almost
see.
like he was setting them up to fail, and then like, "Hey guys, here I am, save your ass." But,
Yep.
like, remember, like he had to go through the, I don't know, they were going somewhere. He's like, "Yeah, I gotta go for a bit. I'll BRB," and then like the spiders, and then he had to like, how'd that happen? I feel like Gandalf helped there or something. You know, obviously he had
Right,
the
right, right,
dragon
right.
thing, you know, and then like he disappears and becomes,
Yes.
Gandalf the White. It's like, it's just a little bit too convenient at times. A little too convenient. Just like he's hiding in the bushes,
Well, it's
that
like you
meme
said.
where he's got the guy, he's like licking his lips, like rubbing his hands together. Like, Hobbit's in trouble. Time to be a hero.
Yeah. Well, it's like he said, a wizard is never late or early. He always arrives when he's expected to.
What does that even
What did he say?
mean, Gandalf? What does it even mean?
What's your favorite Lord of the Rings movie? Which
Um,
one? First one, second one, third one?
Oh man, I like the one that had the volcano and the climax. I mean, that was
The
like
Return of the
it had a lot of
King.
tension in it. Like a lot of the movies listen, I don't know if I'm gonna get hate for it, but they could be boring. They drag sometimes, and
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just think the most, the best part in it was, the volcano is like throw it in the fire, and he's like and the fingers, and it's just that was exciting. I enjoyed that. So I can't remember
Right.
which one it was. Well, I assume it was the third one, right?
Yeah. I'm assuming the conclusion happened in the third movie.
Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and
is it the
say that's a
conclusion?
good
Because they had to walk all the way back. Yeah.
bet. No, they flew back on the bird.
Oh
Right?
yeah. They had the war, right? With all the 5 armies. Oh no, that was the Hobbit. That was the Hobbit.
You're talking about the Hobbit now.
Yeah, I like that war. The Eagles. Eagles were sweet.
Eagles are sweet. Let's see. I was gonna say, oh yeah, this scene at the Return of the King where fucking he's like, "You bow to no man." That's sweet. That's nice. That's a nice scene, right?
I don't think I'm gonna go back and rewatch those.
Move.
There's like I'm having blinks. I'm trying to remember the rest of it, and it's like, and those movies were like 3 hours long, right? Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I got time for that.
Moving on. We have the one
Neo.
Mr.
Should be higher.
Anderson.
Yep.
Think so?
Well,
Explain
look
yourself.
at 33. Listen, 33 shouldn't even be on this list. I'll be honest with you. He should at least be 33. And yeah, man. I don't know. It's pretty good company up top. 30. I don't know. Neo, he's the one, man. He saved.
Right, but does
he
he
saved what was left of the world? Question mark. Future.
Yeah, didn't he get a little OP like you're saying before? Like they ratcheted up his power level. I feel like definitely between the first and second, but definitely between the second and third, where he has power in the real world, right? Just he can't be stopped.
Yeah.
He's
as
Jesus.
long as he's on the side for good, there's no problem.
Sure.
So
True.
He's almost
true,
like
true.
the ultimate hero. Nothing's gonna. I don't know. Maybe it depends on who's writing, but for the most part, they're safe. They're good.
Yeah.
This is 50 biggest heroes, right?
The 50 top 50 heroes voted on
as long
by
as
the
heroes
listeners
was
and
in
readers.
there. Yeah. I think 33.
Hero.
I'll give him 33.
Yep. Okay. 34 is Frodo Baggins. He carried
He
the
did carry
ring.
I'm glad to see him higher than Gandalf.
Now, wait. Well, we have to talk about this because he is 34, right? He carried the ring. He did the thing. And let's just say no spoilers, but somebody else is much, much higher. How do you feel about that?
Somebody else's.
His partner, let's say.
Is he higher? He
He
deserves
is.
he
Look
deserves it too because
12.
he was the good conscience. Because Frodo, there are a lot of times where he could have just turned around and been like, "Nah, dude, I'm keeping this thing," or he gave up. Sometimes he just wanted to give up, get into the power.
Right.
Just give it to me. I need it. And then you had you had that guy like always be like, "Frodo, no."
Just like that. Mr. Frodo, Mr. Baggins. Mr. Frodo, what do you call him? Mr. Frodo?
Right? It's Mr. Frodo.
Mr. Frodo. Yeah. Mr. Frodo.
Yeah, no.
34? Too high, too low?
It's appropriate. Well,
Just
right. It's appropriate. Hey, it should be lower than
He
Neo. It should
saved
have been
all
Gandalf,
of
then Frodo. Then Neo.
He saved all of Middle Earth.
He
whole
kind
thing.
of saved all because there was a period at the volcano where he wasn't actually. Yeah, he had
Gonna
his
do it?
doubts. Like if he was left to his own devices, it might not happen. And there were other reasons why it ended up happening, but I don't know. I don't think You know, Frodo was a tough son of a bitch, but there were a couple times where his faith was questioned. Yeah.
Sure, sure, sure. So number 33, we have Hermione Granger.
I like it.
Granger, the smartest wizard in all of Wizardly Place. Wizardly Place? Hogwarts.
Wizardly place? Question? I'm checking this. Hold on, sir. Keep talking.
Sure, Hermione. I've seen all of these movies, all back to back. It's interesting that she is the smartest one. She knew how to spell. She knew how to do the thing with the wand. She knew she was very, very good. She's like a half Muggle, isn't she? Half a Muggle. Is she full wizard? Does she have the full wizard blood in her?
Yeah, she's full wizard.
I know.
Yeah.
Is she? I don't
I thought
believe so.
Harry was the Muggle. No. No. Yes. I don't know.
So if you Google Hermione, the first result is Hermione black?
In the remix. Yeah, you're right. Is Hermione black?
Is Hermione part Muggle?
Oh yeah, okay. Muggle born. Yeah. Two Muggles of unspecified names as parents. A witch or wizard with. No, wait, no. She isn't a Muggle, but she is Muggle born, which means she was living off a Muggle for 10 years of her life, and has no magical parents. The fuck does it all mean?
So is she too high, too low, you think?
I don't think she should be on this list.
Wow.
Sorry.
Woman hater.
Sorry.
You fucking incel. You fucking.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let me.
Okay, sure.
All right, listen to this.
What?
She.
What?
I googled, is Hermione Granger a hero? She is an incredibly inspirational hero. The Harry Potter books, she has a big part in defeating Lord Voldemort. She stood up to countless of Voldemort's followers and to one of the most powerful dark wizards, Bellatrix Lestrange. And she was the only one who stuck with Harry all the time. No. Like, she didn't beat Bellatrix, first of all. That was Weasley's mother. She beat the shit out of her. And,
Hey, who did she slap? She slapped the worst fucking character in Harry Potter universe.
Voldemort?
That blonde-haired bitch. What was his name? No, the blonde-haired bitch. The blonde-haired bitch. We don't say his name. Who's the blonde-haired bitch?
Oh, you're talking, what the hell's his name? Jesus.
Yeah.
What is his name? Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The Slytherin kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. What's the blonde-haired?
I got
blonde-haired villain from Harry Potter. No. Draco. Yeah.
Draco.
Yep.
Draco Malfoy.
Yeah.
She slapped the shit out of him.
I mean, no, I don't see how she. I mean, she was good. She was good at keeping like Harry kind of focused, but I don't think she did anything heroic. I don't. No, sorry.
Okay.
Did you watch any of these? Hold on.
I've seen them all. I watched
Let's
them
see.
over like
They
one
say 15
weekend.
reasons Hermione is the real hero. Took the fall for the troll incident. Not good. Managed to get amazing grades and also saved the wizarding world at the same time. Well, she didn't save it. Harry did. That's,
Listen.
That's a dumb one. Amazing, kind-hearted friend. Wow. I'm gonna go to 1. Let's see what 1 was. All these other ones are stupid. Come on, these are not good. She's loyal. No, she's not a hero. She makes the biggest growth as a character. She puts her own needs second. Sorry. I mean, that's cool. You're a good person. You're just not a hero,
Okay. She's not a hero. She's a heroine. See there? See what she did there?
Moving on.
Let's take a wait. We're about an hour in. Let's take a break real quick so I can get refreshed. Put some powder on my face.
Yeah, I know.
Let's take a break and we're back.
Sticking our lips together. We're tripping on our word, dog.
I know,
Slap
right?
ourselves in the face.
We'll see you after the break. Bye bye. And we're back from break. Let's see.
Hermione made learning cool.
Hermione's not even cool, yes. But more than that, we've got, let's see, what number are we up to? Number 32. And I'm going to play a drop here real quick. It's coming. Get ready for it.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Jesus Christ. It's Jason Bourne. Jesus Christ! It's Jason Bourne. Some of the best. I'm joking here, guys. Jesus Christ! It's Jason Bourne.
Get out of his mouth
My
while
mouth.
you're saying that name.
Some of the best action movies of all time. Jason Bourne 1, The Bourne Ultimatum, or The Bourne Identity. Number 1. It was pretty good. Set the stage. The Bourne Supremacy. Very, very good. Very good foot chases. Very good car chases. But the Bourne Ultimatum from 2007, directed by Paul Greengrass, is one of the best action movies of all time. If you haven't seen it, you should immediately rectify that.
That's the third one?
It's incredible. It's the third one, yes. Wow.
I've watched the first two. I stopped at the third one. Because I was just kind of like, I'm done with it at this point.
Yeah. So, spoiler alert for Bourne Supremacy. The first, let's say, 7 minutes is him and his girlfriend, the chick from Run Lola Run. I forget her name. But they're in the car. They're in, like, South America, let's say. And boom, headshot. She gets boom headshot out of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah. Super fucked.
Yep.
Super fucked. Yeah. That was one of the first movies I watched. I was like, what the fuck? Why? How?
Hell of a shot.
So it was hell of a shot. Yes, exactly. I'm just looking at the IMDb right now. I forget that Clive Owen was in the first Bourne Identity in like 2002. I watched a movie with him last night from like 2000. What was it? The Gosford Park. Very good actor. Clive Owen was in the first one. Oh, Franca Potenti was in Bourne Supremacy for 7 minutes, let's say, before she gets boomed in the head. Boom headshotted. Boom headshot. Yes, some of the best action movies of all time. I'll leave it at that. Anything you want to say about Mr. Jason Bourne?
No. He'll mess your shit up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
with a magazine, with a pencil. He was the first, like, this is a good example, like the first like grounded, gritty, dirty action fighting. They use a martial arts called what the fuck is it? Israeli. It's some kind of sort of martial arts.
Yeah, you're right. Israeli something combat. Special Forces combat or something?
Yes.
Something like that?
It's Krav Maga.
Yeah.
Yeah, Krav Maga used in the Jason Bourne movies, which is basically, let's see, Krav Maga is military self-defense and fighting system developed for the Israeli Defense Forces and Israeli Security Forces. It borrows a combination of techniques from Aikido, boxing, wrestling, judo, and karate. But the thing about it is they use it in a way of I don't know what you call it. It's not like street fighting. It's not dirty fighting, but it's like if you need to punch a guy's Adam's apple out, then do it. If you need to punch a guy in the dick, then do it. If you need to
survival stuff.
anything that you need, anything you need to do to end encounter as quickly as humanly possible, then
And
you should
it's
do it.
even, it goes even further. Than that. It's got some wild shit in there too, where like I've seen a thing where if a person's wearing a shirt, like they reach like inside the sleeve of the shirt and like choke the person out with their own collar. Like it's crazy. Some of the stuff they can do.
Mhm.
Or some of the stuff that they've come up with that is to be used as a weapon on you that you're not even considering. Your own shirt is like now being used to strangle the life out of you. The collar, the way you wear your shirt, is a detriment. it's a weapon for them.
Yeah, Joe Rogan talks about it a lot. Where if you're wearing a tie, you're basically wearing, something that somebody can hang you with. It's like you said, yes, it's a death trap to wear a tie anywhere you might be encountering a fight.
Yes.
Number 31. Number 31. Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird. I have not. I haven't seen the play. I haven't seen the movie. I haven't read the book.
I pretended to read the book
about you?
in 11th grade, 10th grade.
Yeah.
I've read some of the book, so yeah.
Right.
I know the story. I know. Okay, it's just from school alone. You didn't have to cover that book in school?
I don't believe so.
I actually thought about going
No.
back and reading all the books that I never read in school. It wasn't like a personal thing with Kill a Mockingbird or anything like that. I didn't read any books except for one, and that was Of Mice and Men, which was a dope book. That book is great.
No, yeah. I gotta watch that.
But
or read the book, or watch the
yeah,
movie.
yeah. No, I agree with this.
Good placement.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a little bit of a sensitive topic at the moment. I wonder if this. No, it couldn't have. Well, maybe. When did this list come out? Like, I wonder if they kind of think they should have bumped it up a little bit. You know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah, for those that don't know, what is it? He's defending
Yes.
a black man in the South who was accused of rape, and he doesn't, like, spoiler alert for the book, but he doesn't get the guy off, but he makes the jury deliberate for a few hours at least.
thinks
right?
about it. Make them think about it in a time where most times they would not think about it. Yeah, that's actually cool to see this name on the list because you would not consider this typically just because it's such an old movie and I don't know. Yeah, you just wouldn't. It's just not something you would think of. When the one before was Jason Bourne, your next answer wouldn't be Atticus Finch.
Exactly. Next one up, we have number 30, Captain Marvel, one of the newest additions to the Avengers franchise. Her movie and her appearance was just last year. Super OP, some would say, for the Marvel universe, but against Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, I think you have to pull out all the stops, to pull out all the big guns for that
Remember
guy.
how people got so hyped up in Marvel, like faced off against Thanos, and then he just like threw her into Ant-Man's truck. And that was that. That was it. And she was gone for the rest of the.
That was it.
Rest of the movie.
Rest of the fight.
She was there for the women OP
there.
shot, and that was about it.
She was there at the very beginning to rescue Tony Stark, bring him back home.
Right.
When he's trapped out in the middle of nowhere.
Tony Stark.
She saved him. She saved Mr. Tony Stark's life.
I'm saying Tony Stark the way I am because
you saved his life.
Because I like the way this list ends. I'm just
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Spoiler
buddy.
alert. Let's go in order here, buddy, pal.
But hey, thanks Captain Marvel for saving Iron Man's life.
So he could go on
this list.
She is Iron Man's Samwise Gamgee. Jamfree?
I don't know about that. She would not. She would not tolerate half of Tony Stark's.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. We'll just say bullshit. I mean, Samwise took a lot of shit. She would just punch him into Mars. She would punch him back to Titan.
Yeah, exactly. Number 29, Ben Solo, aka Kylo Ren. How do we feel about Mr. Kylo Ren? Is he a hero? Because again, you're talking about fucking T-1000 not being a hero, T-800
we're talking
not being a hero.
Adam Driver.
He's the bad guy for one movie.
Driver, bad actor.
And now we got Mr. fucking, Mr.
It's
fucking.
been so long since we shit on Adam Driver.
When was the last time? Fucking Marriage Story?
Carrie's not gonna be happy.
What are we talking about?
Adam Driver without her. Did I ever show you that video clip where they remember that scene in Rise of Skywalker where he's falling down the hole and he turns to the good side, I suppose. I don't know, and he's fighting all the stormtroopers, and it was kind of super cut into the Bonnie Tyler song "I Need a Hero," and it mashed up so perfect. I'll send it to you later, but it's just like he's blocking like gunfire and he's like doing like sword fight to it, and it's just like I need a hero, and he's like bent over and he's got the lightsaber trick behind his back. Remember that part? Yeah, he's got it, and as soon as the beat drops, he just like busts out and starts like slaying stormtroopers. I mean, if we're going by that music video alone, yeah, he deserves to be on this list. But no, you're right. You're right. You can't have Ben Solo on here. Oh, well. They said Ben Solo, not Kylo Ren. Did you put in Kylo Ren in parentheses, or was that them?
I put in
parentheses. Because Ben Solo could be its own entity. It could be him being a good guy, and it was like, okay, well, from that point on, he was Kylo Ren, but from now on, he is Ben Solo when he turned to the good side.
Right. Thinking about the fucking his last moments in the universe, well, our mortal realm, right, was him kissing Rey.
Probably
and just looking back on that now, somebody, yeah, exactly. Somebody put that on Reddit the other day and just like, why? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
No, why did any of that have to happen?
She hated him for so long, and then, you revived me. Which, first of all,
okay,
it's been think about it this way: wasn't the entire arc of fucking Darth Vader that he went to the dark side because apparently the dark side has the ability to bring people back to life, when apparently it could be fucking anybody, right? Anybody could fucking do it since Rey did it. I mean, okay, so Rey has Palpatine blood in her. Is that why they're saying she could do it?
Well, yeah, that's what it was. It's like apparently it's genetic or something like that. I mean, it was always mitochondria. That's what. Well, is it? I don't know. They kind of fucked that whole thing up. You're right.
Yeah. They really did. I'm not
really sure what their approach to it. Maybe they tried to get off like the exclusivity of it and just be like, hey, it's open for anyone. I don't know.
So was Rey a Sith the whole time? Did she have dark side powers the whole time?
I mean, to be a Sith, you have to be like in that organization. So she wasn't a Sith, but yeah, it would seem that she has those powers. She had the Force lightning, right?
Right.
She took down the ship. So
yeah,
I don't know. I guess it's just saying the lines are blurred now. Like you could be a good guy with bad guy powers. If that's the way they want to go, or they just threw the book out the window and just said, hey, fuck it, everybody can do everything. It's cool.
Yeah, she went down the tech tree. She went down the skill tech tree.
That was
right?
4 skill points.
I don't know.
4 skill points to unlock.
Yeah.
That was a you had to sacrifice Chewie for the Force lightning.
Number 28. Speaking of Rey Skywalker, Palpatine, she number 28. Rey. Yeah. That thing.
I don't know. I mean, what do you think? Well, usually we turn to me, but what do you think here?
Man, it hurts my heart just to think about the entire last trilogy of them being. They have no fucking idea what they were doing. It's like,
well, okay.
Think about it this way. No, hold on. Just think about it this way, right? You have a MCU. Saga, 23 movies, 10 years. You can look back on things in the first movie and it makes sense in the last movie. There's story arcs, there's story beats, There's redemption. There's references back to other movies that make sense in the last movie. All of it tied together in a very nice bow at the end. You have 3 fucking movies of Star Wars, and you have no coherent reason for anything to end the way it did. You look back at what's this, episode 7, A Force Awakens. You cannot tell me that anything in that movie in any way references the end, in any way shadows what's to come. There is nothing in that movie that in any way hints at Rey being a Palpatine, or even being
check it out.
on the dark side.
Think of it like this comparison, kind of. The whole time, like you got the dark side, and what the fuck? What was it called?
The light side.
With the Force, the dark side of the dark side of the Force, and the light side, I guess. Yeah, the Jedi, Sith, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like you said, they each have their abilities, and you have to sell a certain part of yourself to learn that kind of stuff. But
Right.
think of it in the logic of Thor's hammer. Like the whole move, everything you know about Thor. To hold his hammer, you have to be worthy. And for the longest time, unless you've had insider knowledge, you assume that anytime the hammer needed to be picked up, it was by Thor. And anytime that it just, when it was ever in question, like Thor couldn't pick up the hammer, he wasn't worthy. He had to find something, up with him. But we never ever considered the fact that maybe somebody else, or your casual viewer, never ever considered the fact that, hey, what if somebody else is worthy enough to pick up Thor's hammer? Fast forward to the end, where Captain America gets to pick up Thor's hammer. That's kind of like a little bit of the Force thing, which you're saying how it makes sense from one movie to another. You can go back and be like, all right, well, they did say if you were worthy enough, you'll pick up the hammer. Captain America was able to do such a thing. And Rey obtaining these powers, that was kind of like, well, how the did she just do that? Like even on such a base level, like, it does. You're right about the MCU compared to what Star Wars was. It's just they kind of just fucking chucked it out the window.
It really did. But do you agree? So what do we say? 28, good spot for Rey. We didn't say for Ben Solo. What do we think about these two?
What do they do?
What do they? What?
Yeah. What do they do?
Part of it.
They stopped the
Save the
biggest
universe, I guess.
Did they? What was it?
Sure.
Or was it? I mean, how did the last fleet go down? The giant fleet that apparently was constructed like forever. Like
shields went down. Things power
weren't
went
they
down.
like off doing something else? Oh, because she was fighting. She was doing the thing with Ben Solo. Remember how they had the squadron going up against the thing? Were they just buying time, or how did that? Because it wasn't what they, or maybe it was at that point. It turned into, but the fleet was the thing that was the most destructive, right? How did the fleet go down? I don't remember how the fleet went down.
Remember they did the on your left moment at the very end of Rise of Skywalker.
Did they crash into something like the vent in the Death Star?
No, there was no Death Star. It was just a fleet of Death Star capable ships that all had to be destroyed.
Okay. Yeah, and how did they destroy them?
I don't
that's
know.
what I'm like.
Magic,
I'm like, I don't
space
think,
magic.
Did the things that Rey and Ben did affect the ships?
Well, wasn't Palpatine controlling something? Like his dark side powers made it so that the fleet was able to talk to each other.
To his amplifier. Okay. Yeah. I don't remember. I remember checking out of the movie. Like I was like, all right, that was one of those things where it's kind of like, all right, sure. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, if they're responsible for bringing down the fleet, because I think the fleet was the big bad, right? That was a universe destroyer. Yeah. So if they were behind that, all right, they belong on the list. But they should have opened up the list at 50 and 49. I don't know.
Okay, fair play. So coming in at number 27, we have
drop.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Harry fucking
I
Potter.
thought you wanted me to say it, but I smartened up. But of course, I said, "Do you have a drop?"
Yeah.
So
Drop. Yep. Mr. Potter himself.
next time, put drop in parentheses so I know.
I wasn't planning that.
Yes,
so
Harry is a
yeah,
goddamn
the
hero.
boy, the boy with the lightning bolts, the boy with the wand. He is the chosen one again. We have the chosen one with Neo. We have the chosen one with Frodo Baggins, and the chosen one with Harry Potter. Kind of getting sick of the chosen one trope here. I'm just saying. Overall, gets old after a while.
He wasn't the chosen one by choice, though.
I know. I'm just saying in general. Like, if you're telling me that there is only one, like, here's the thing that I think Buffy did very well. Josh Whedon did very well with Buffy, with the end of it giving everyone the power to be a Slayer. I think that the idea of one person having not all the power, but having the power to bring down the one big bad is an old ass trope going all the way back to King Arthur, and Excalibur and all that shit. And I think we got to retire that shit for a while at least,
I agree with you in a way, but I don't think it applies with Harry. Because it wasn't like...
he wasn't chosen? He didn't want to be?
No. The way he became the chosen one, not so much that he didn't want to be the chosen. He never asked to, obviously. None of the chosen ones ever asked for it to happen like that. But it was his enemy made him the chosen one. Right. I think like what happened was Voldemort tried killing the kid, and his mother like deflected it or something.
Right.
Yeah. So he became the chosen one kind of by proxy. Well, not proxy. Maybe it's just straight up on accident. But I don't know. I don't feel like the math, the numbers behind it add up. Like I think. It was more like, a revenge story, and then he just kind of found out like, oh shit, like this dude can't kill me, and if he does kill me, he kind of fucks himself. So it wasn't like you're the chosen one, but it was kind of like you're kind of the chosen one because you're the only one that he can't like kill straight out without ruining his own life, making himself weaker.
Yep. Yeah, it's a very good character, very good story overall. I like the movies, the movies overall very well, very much. And Daniel Radcliffe, great guy. It's always great to have, an innocent, positive role model to look up to. Let's say the author is not a person you really want to look up to right now. Let's say. So it's good. At least the actor that's playing Harry Potter is up to the task of being a good person. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's well ranked. Do you think it's too high ranked, too low ranked?
That's good.
Perfectly ranked. Number 26, Imperiosa Furiosa. Imperieto Furiosa.
Ooh.
From Mad Max. Charlize Theron's character in Mad Max.
I didn't know that was her name.
So she is higher. She's higher than Mad Max. I mean, in that movie, she's arguably more important. She's the one doing all the stuff. She takes Max captive. I think she made that character. Charlize Theron definitely made that character. I think it was her idea to shave her head, to put on that the makeup with the dark makeup with the charcoal thing on her forehead, the dark eyes. I think she sold
like
that character
band
very
around
well.
her eyes. It was charcoal around, like she was like wearing
Her
a
whole
Data
head.
eye band.
Yeah,
I think
something like no.
I
Yeah,
went
maybe
around her eyes.
Imperiosa. Yeah, Imperiosa. Yeah, I don't think there's much to say about her really. Yeah, very good. I liked her in that movie. Let's see. Moving on. 25. Wolverine. Shink.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
if it's
25 is
like
good.
Logan,
Good spot.
it might be a little underrated because of the shit that he had to put up with. But
Right.
Wolverine in general, sure. I mean,
Yes.
don't meet your heroes, kids, but he was pretty effective at being a hero.
Sure. Great line in Days of Future Past when they're trying to recruit all the mutants. Maybe it was First Class. I don't know. But there's one line. He has that one line in the bar when Professor X and Magneto are trying to recruit him.
Go fuck yourself.
And he's like, fuck off. Go fuck yourself. Great. Yeah, Logan was one of the best superhero movies of all time. It really was.
Yeah, those Days of Future Past.
Holy shit. Yeah, Days of the Future Past when he's in the bar, but yeah. Logan, incredible. I want to see it again in black and white. I guess they made a black and white version.
You know my favorite thing he did?
Yeah, everything.
It actually came from one of the shittier versions of the X-Men, but it was Cyclops. He was like, how do I know you're the real? Because Mystique was, running around impersonating people. He's like, how do I know you're the real Wolverine? And he has claws out, and then he retracted too, like he was flipping them off. He's like, all right, works for me.
Yep. It'll be sad seeing whoever plays him next. There's got to be somebody else, but yeah, Hugh Jackman is the Wolverine.
I mean, you kind of forget about that.
My Wolverine.
I think I could see, maybe because of recency and whatever, but I can see Wolverine being replaced easier than I could like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a bigger ride. I know the X-Men have like what 7, 6, 8, 12 movies. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe because time has gone by, I'm more accepting to seeing a new Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Make it
number
Ryan
24.
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds is Wolverine. Yeah, we could do that.
Deadpool
Absolutely.
puts on a Wolverine mask.
Deadpool and yeah.
Deadpool 3 is just
Number
him
24.
masquerading as Wolverine. the yellow and blue getup, not the yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I want it.
Number 24 we have bum 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 bum. I don't know the fucking theme song. How do you do it? Dun 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 dun. Mission Impossible.
Oh. No.
Oh.
You weren't close, buddy. Dun 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 dun. I feel like you miss like you got into like the shitty way of the humming and everything. So now like that's how you hum for people now. It's like, yeah, you know that song. Dun dun ba ba da ba 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 ba. They're like, what? Like that sounded like I can see what you're saying on Mission Impossible. That sounded like Mortal Kombat. It sounded like you got stuck on the Terminator intro, like all jumbled into one. Yeah, you missed you don't have the inflection in the bombs. It's like bum 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 bum.
How many Mission Impossible movies have you seen to date?
Ooh, I stopped after 1.
Wow. You got some catching up to do, my friend. You got some catching up to do.
How many do they got
now? Let's see. I'm counting. So they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fallout was number 6.
Which one did Limp Bizkit make the theme for? 3?
Mission Impossible 2.
All right, so maybe I seen parts of 2. If you didn't realize, I did the heavy Limp Bizkit version of the theme song.
Oh,
you couldn't recognize.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Limp Bizkit, Mission Impossible.
Don't do it.
I mean,
do it for me.
Listen to me, will you? Just listen.
Listen to what?
I need your help. I think you can use mine.
Your help? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Scotland Yard, Interpol, every Dutch authority.
Remember, so what you gotta do when you get a rob when you staring at the table? Like pointed at your grill like a gun.
like Russian roulette when you're placing your broke. So don't be upset when you're broke and you're done, cause I'ma be the one till I jet. I'ma be the one till I jet. I know why you wanna hate me. I know why you wanna hate me. I know why you wanna hate me. Cause hate is all the ones even see lately. I know why you wanna hate me. I know why you wanna hate me. It's all the world's even seen lately. It's all the world's even seen lately.
Yes.
I don't know what that's going to sound like, but I was headbutting the microphone. I'm all jacked up, dude. Let's
Find
do it.
out. Yeah, I'll find out later. Wow, that's fucking great.
Do you like
Yeah.
that? I thought you were going to
did,
poop
yes,
all
actually.
over it. I didn't think you'd give Limp Bizkit a chance.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
Yeah, the
Fucking great, actually.
they even get into a part like after that whole chorus. It's just the heavy parts. The more part that was the bump 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 bump.
Yes.
Yeah, listen to
That's
it.
fucking
Listen
awesome.
to it later. I don't. We probably lost a lot of viewers by playing Limp Bizkit.
Mission Impossible 2, directed by John Woo. So of course they have the doves during the fight scenes. Mission Impossible 3, directed by J.J. Abrams. I think I showed you the scene when we were talking about best, what was it, scariest character? I don't know. Some like, most badass characters. And I showed you the scene with the bad guy from Mission Impossible 3. Forgot his name. Pull it up here. Philip Seymour Hoffman playing Owen Davian, and he's Ethan Hunt is trying to get information out of Owen, and they're on a plane.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
And
that was intense.
He puts him. Yeah, that was very intense. Yeah. Let's see. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol is known for the scene where Ethan is climbing on the outside of the Dirge Burrito, whatever it's called, Dirge Burrito.
Dirge Burrito.
The tallest Dirge Burrito, tallest building in the world. I'm sorry, everyone.
Is that the one? That's the one in Saudi Arabia? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
That might not be right, but yeah.
Yeah. Might be the United Arab Emirates, the EAU. Could be.
You know, you got Google at her fingertips. Keep talking. I'll learn.
Dirge Burrito. Okay. All right. Yeah. Mission Impossible.
Burj Khalifa, dude.
Burj Khalifa. Is it Burj Khalifa? It's not Burj
It's
Khalifa.
Khalifa. Like Wiz Khalifa.
Like Mia
Wiz Khalifa.
Like Wiz Khalifa.
I'm surprised you didn't say Khalifa. No. It's Dubai.
Dubai.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep.
We're gonna look stupid if Dubai's like.
That was my next.
What's Dubai?
That was my next guess. No. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation is known for.
No, you were right,
they always
though.
have giant stunts.
You're
in these
right.
movies
United
now. Huh?
United Arab Emirates.
United Arab? He's goddamn United Arabs taking over.
Oh boy. Ooh, sorry.
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Get it back. Bring it back, buddy. Get it together. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, known for the scene where Thomas Cruise is on the side of an airplane and he is hanging by a cord. They obviously delete the cord afterwards, so it looks like he's just hanging there by his hands and his feet. And Mission Impossible Fallout, the big stunt there is a what do they call that? A halo dive where they're jumping like basically from space. They do a space skydive thing. Also, Tom Cruise actually flies a helicopter in this movie, and he's also they also do this like 30-second unbroken shot of him climbing up the helicopter's leg, or whatever you call it. So, yep, these movies are basically now just Tom Cruise being like, let's just go to space. Like literally, what's the craziest thing that Tom Cruise can do now? And yep,
He can't fall in space.
highly
How's that gonna work?
recommend Fallout.
I said he can't fall in space. How's that gonna work?
He could probably, I think they
Maybe
actually
do
are
that
going to put it
tension
go in space in
last
the next
second
one.
grab, like the strap, it's slipping. Ah!
Yeah, that thing. Yep, absolutely. 23, moving on. Number 23, Marty, it's your parents, Marty. It's your parents, we got to get them together. You got to bang your mother, Marty. Yeah, Marty McFly.
You think 23?
That's very high.
Very high.
I think it's a lot of nostalgia. I think a lot of readers and listeners to that podcast are probably our age or maybe a little bit older, and they have a lot of nostalgia for that to move for the first and second movie.
That was definitely the editor saying, "No, Marty's going on there." Like that was the guy in charge of the whole magazine saying, "Oh, like that's my favorite movie. We're putting him on there."
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah,
why
boomers
not
love
Doc?
this movie.
Doc was the one that made the time machine. He's the hero.
True.
What do you think? I mean, how is
well,
it? Is it the chicken and the egg kind of thing? Like, can Marty get credit if the Doc was the one that made the time machine? What happened to Doc?
I like those movies very much. First, second one are very good. I can't say with full confidence I've seen the third one all the way through, but the first and second are very good. Apparently, the bad character, the bad guy in Back to the Future 2, based his character off of Donald Trump. So that was back in '87, I want to say.
What was his name? Like Bick?
Biff.
Ah.
Yep. Back to the Future 2. Biff, Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 2 Biff was actually based off Donald Trump. There's a reason they look alike. This is heavy. Oh, this is heavy. Whoa. Today, on the day that Marty McFly and Doc Brown traveled to October 21st, 2015, and Back to the Future 2, Bob Gale, the writer, tells the Daily Beast that the film's villain, Biff Tannen, was based off Donald Trump.
Wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
We're in the worst timeline.
I mean, yeah, actually, Back to the Future. Yeah, okay. The timeline is appropriate. Was it just the blonde hair, or was it the attitude too? Yeah, I got scores,
everything.
Huh? Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. So I mean, like back then, what was the worst thing?
Well,
let's not ask that question. Give
Probably
the whole,
putting that full page ad out in the New York Times saying that the Central Park 5 did rape that woman when there was clear.
That was more
evidence
recent, though, wasn't it? When
Central Park 5, I thought was back then.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking more of the Weinstein stuff, but
true. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, the documentary that examines the Central Park 5 is a movie documentary that examines the 1989 case of Black 5 and Latino teenagers who were convicted of raping
95?
a white woman in Central Park. So, 89.
89. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. That one.
Back to the Future 2 was same year, 89.
Well, wait. I mean, if it was I'm not saying Marty was racist or anything, but they kind of made him go back in time and like he invented rock and roll, right, or jazz or something. What did he do?
Oh yeah, because he was doing the Chuck Berry.
Yeah. He kind of like stole that, you know.
He did. He whitewashed it.
I don't know.
Speaking of white people playing black music, there's an outtake in the Between the Two Ferns movie with Zach and Galifianakis, and one of the outtakes is Zach talking to John Legend, who is in La La Land, and Zach asked John Legend, "It's like, do you think that La La Land will finally show, or some weird, I forgot how he phrased it, but something like, will finally show that white people." It's a movie about white people showing black people how jazz is supposed to be played, or something like that. Something phrased like that. Number 22, Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. Too high, too low?
Too high? I mean, she's... Okay, when I was looking at this list, I was like, all right, well, we're probably going to see all the Avengers on here. And I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like she was as effective as Hawkeye, and Hawkeye's not on this list.
Yeah, it could have been Hawkeye. Like, I feel like if Hawkeye died, he'd be on this list. He'd be in that slot.
I mean,
I feel
Hawkeye
like
wanted to, though.
Yeah, he tried to.
I mean, he asked. He was going to do it first, and then she kind of like, stole it from him. I mean, as far as you can steal dying, I guess. I mean, dying heroically, selflessly. I mean, that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Yeah, but ah, I mean, I feel like Hawkeye should get mentioned. I mean, it also consider that they all saved New York. That's actually what I was really thinking. You know, like they saved New York. They saved the when the Ultron one. I forget where they were saving there.
Yeah.
Romania.
Something like that.
So I mean, the Avengers, they save a lot of shit. If you put Black Widow on the list, I feel Hawkeye should be on the list. Hawkeye's not on the list. Therefore,
but Hawkeye.
I mean, you're not Thor. You're not.
Can't,
it is what it is. Let's be honest. You're not one of the main four. So it should be Black Widow / Hawkeye.
Hawkeye cannot massage the Hulk's hand, give him a handy, and bring him back to Bruce Banner.
You know who did though?
He can't do that. Who's
Thor.
That?
If Thor can do it, Hawkeye can do it.
No.
When they were in the ship,
You're misremembering.
No. He's singing the song. He's
Yeah,
like,
and they were in the ship.
Blah 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 blah.
But what triggered it? It was the message from Natasha.
Yeah, but Thor was there. He was helping. Strongest Avenger. The strongest Avenger was helping.
We will.
Point Break was helping.
We'll get to Thor. Yeah, we'll get to Thor in a minute. Next up, we have. You picked
it up at the end. You had me in the second half. Your problem is also your tempo. Slow it down, brother. You don't have to get the whole song out in like 10 seconds, you know? Make your audience want it.
Rocky Balboa. How many Rockies have you seen?
I've seen most of them except the most recent ones.
No, you haven't seen any of the Creeds?
I have not, but that's not Rockies.
It's part of the story.
Huh?
It's part of the Rocky story.
I mean, if you want to put it like that, then no, I haven't seen those.
It's part of the.
I mean, I kind of included those
RCU.
when I said it, but yeah, I'm just giving you shit. Just giving you shit, bro.
It's part of the Rocky cinematic universe.
That'd be funny.
Rocky 1. Rocky 1 is very good. I think a lot of people forget that he loses in Rocky 1. Then he comes back in Rocky 2.
Also,
takes the gold in that one.
We talked about this briefly last week, and I think people also forget there was the borderline rape.
Yeah, that happened.
That did happen. That was a thing.
That happened. That was a thing. Rocky 3 is Mr. T with a cameo by Hulk Hogan, I believe.
Yep.
Right. My favorite. What?
Oh yeah. Thunder Lips. He was like doing two things at once, wasn't he? He was bouncing between the two.
Yeah.
Promotional wrestling,
Yeah, I think
boxing
so.
fight, and then he also had to do.
Yeah.
T.
Yep. My favorite, Rocky 4. One of my favorite. Well, just fights of all time. Very. What do you call that? It's not when you have two guys that are like not outmatched, but their weight difference is, I feel like, is probably different, since Drago has like a good 6 inches on his range and his height. What do you call that? Not outclassed.
Outmatched.
A mismatched fight. Mismatched fight.
Yeah, I guess he wasn't outmatched.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, mismatched.
So yeah, great. One of the best montages, working out montages of all time in Rocky 4, because he's like doing like leg lifts. He's doing that leg race thing you do for your abs, but he has like a fucking log. He has like a giant tree trunk that he's fucking lifting with his legs. He does a lot of shit outdoors. He's running up the mountain, gets to the top of the mountain, screams, Drago! And then you just got Drago indoors, doing all this shit indoors with machines, injecting himself with roids. You know, I'm sure he's got some, oxen, testosterone being injected into his ass. You know?
Dude, I'm gonna stop you there, real quick. Back where you said the best montage was for Rocky 4. You are forgetting
Yeah.
the montage from Rocky 3 with Apollo
Which is?
Creed and Sylvester Stallone and Rocky, and they were doing the beach run, and they just broke
All right.
off from the sprinting to frolic in the water. Two dudes just frolicking in the water, splashing each other,
Yeah.
hugging, jump hugging, not just hugging, jump hugging. Man,
Jump hugging.
that'll get you amped up more than carrying a log through the winter wilderness,
All right.
dude. Come on.
All right.
Have you seen it? Have you seen the
I've seen
Yeah,
it, yes.
you have.
Yeah, I have. All right,
Fuck
let's
you,
move
the
on
quads,
to a man.
just the quads tight. Move on.
So, yes, we talked about Jason Bourne, number 32, could kill a man with a magazine. Next, in number 20, we have a man that could kill you with a motherfucking pencil. That is John, the motherfucking Wick, the what do you call him? The demon, the what's the fucking? I can't fucking remember anything today.
It's too hot. It's melting your brain.
John Wick, Babadook, not the Babadook, Baba Yaga, Mr. Baba Yaga
Baba
himself,
Yaga, Boogeyman.
John Wick, Boogeyman, John Wick. I saw part one when it came out. I skipped skipped 2 and 3 when they were in theaters. I watched them on Netflix just recently. Man. So part 2, part 1 is such a simple story. It's a man getting revenge
For his dog.
for a dude, for a dog getting killed by fucking
Little puppers.
Theon Greyjoy.
Puppers. Yeah, goddamn,
Yep.
Theon.
Little puppers.
God damn it.
God damn it.
You redeem yourself in Game of Thrones, then you go and do something like that.
Yeah.
not
It
even
was
a
such a
dog
simple
person.
story. Rick,
Not even. But
You're not-
Jesus, dude. You didn't have to do the dog dirty. That was just like, that was a statement. He made a statement, and he deserved what happened to him.
Yeah. So I just want to talk about the fighting, the choreography of part 1 versus part 2 and 3. I feel it was fucking. It wasn't like realistic, but it was somewhere in the realm of grounded, and you could
Which
believe
one
it.
was?
And it was tight.
One?
Part one. Yeah, it was tight. It was cool looking. You just go off the fucking rails. In part 2, you have the scene with John Wick and Common fighting in like a terminal, some sort of bus terminal, where I want to say Common is on the top floor, and John Wick is on the bottom floor, and they're walking along, and they're shooting each other with silenced pistols. And it's like, none of that would happen. First of all,
Yeah.
a
terrible
silenced pistol
shots.
does not sound like. Yeah, you would hear them. So then part 3 has one of the best hand-to-hand combat scenes I've seen in a long time, with a knife fight in like a knife museum. They're in a fucking museum with all these fucking knives, and they're just being chucked at each other one after the other, and it's holy fucking shit, this is incredible. And then it just goes off from there because just went fucking nuts. There's a scene at the end where it's basically John Wick versus the head of whatever it's called, whatever the organization is called that John Wick was a part of. Like at the end of, it's interesting watching these movies back to back to back, because at the end of 2, John Wick goes rogue. Obviously, there's always that trope of the good guy going rogue, and the organization he works for coming after him. The same thing you see in the Mission Impossible movies.
Didn't that happen in
Now
one
it's in
too?
John Wick 2.
He was aware of,
I think
because he used to work for him.
Right, but at the end of part 2, not to spoil have you seen part 2?
I've not seen part 2 yet.
All right, well, he kills a guy in the Continental, and that's the one thing you're absolutely not supposed to do is having a fight or spilling any blood inside the
Right, 'cause
Continental.
that chick did in the
So
first
John Wick,
one.
yeah.
That didn't go well for her.
So it's a neutral, it's neutral territory. So John Wick basically kills a guy in the Continental, and part 3 is him being decommissioned.
Okay.
I forget what they call it, but anyways, yeah. And then he comes back to the Continental and has to face off against the elite of the elite guards. And obviously they all know that John Wick's thing is guns, so they're all wearing super bulletproof armor. They all
bulletproof vests.
bulletproof. Yes, bulletproof vest, bulletproof headgear. So John Wick has to basically do it's like a fucking video game where they have to go in and like it's the elite guard where everybody has like +5 armor on.
5
so
health
everybody
bars?
takes like 5 extra health bars. So it's like he's shooting guys in the back of the neck. So that's the only weakness is in the back of the neck. So it's just like the thing that was interesting was how is he going to kill the next person? Every kill seemed to be topping the last one with his inventiveness. And now what you have at the end is just him trying to, kill a guy in the back of the neck or somewhere where there's less armor or no armor.
Like the
So it's
Walking
got a
Dead
very
mentality.
yeah. But still very good overall. Some amazing fight scenes. What do you think? John Wick too high or too low? Just right?
Like I said, I haven't seen 2 and 3.
Yeah.
2 and 3, I don't know why he killed the person in the Continental, but you're not supposed to do that. So you broke the rules.
Right.
You get what's coming.
Yeah.
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 As far as John Wick 1, yeah, I mean, he's a hero, but he probably didn't, want to be called a hero. I think you should be called a hero for it. Is he? No, I changed my mind. He's not a hero. He avenged his dog. But that was just like, you killed my dog, and I've had a bad fucking time lately, and then you go and kill my dog, so I'm gonna kill all you. He wasn't doing it really for anyone else. He was just kind of like coming back into the game, like, hey, you know what? I'm getting my revenge. I'm gonna kill everybody because this little twerp, he did a bad thing, and I'm gonna do a bad thing back to him. So yeah, that was just the revenge. I don't think John Wick belongs on this list. I'm thinking about it.
Wow. Okay.
Also,
moving on.
Real quick, I like the John Wick movie from 1 that I've watched. Were you saying that 1 had better fights, or were you saying 3 had better fights?
1 because they're more inventive.
Okay, inventive. Did you think realistic? Because there was a point in it. Remember when they were in the club and like he fell like 2 stories and then he just popped back up like it was no big deal. There were a lot of times where it's like, come on, buddy. Like, show that you like hurt yourself. You had to like land on a piece of glass or something. A lot of the fights. Remember how I kind of shit on Atomic Blonde for like these slow choreographed things. There were times in John Wick I noticed that it felt slow or very like if he's fighting multiple people. Like, all these dudes have guns, yet only the one that we're focused on is the one taking the shot, not the 7 around him. Like, I just feel like at some point, he's not Neo in this movie. Like, he can't dodge bullets like that. Anyone could just, like, kind of, like, pop him from behind or something. And
they explain that in the second one.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll have to check that. I mean, is he Neo?
Yeah. No, he has a bulletproof coat. He has a bulletproof jacket.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but
there you go.
headshot? Question mark?
Sure. Let's see. Moving on. Number 19, Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Kenobi show.
Okay.
Yep. 19's fine.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he knew he fucked up at times. He owned up to it.
Yeah.
And he did the thing. He did what was necessary. Well, kinda. He took a half measure, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But yeah, it's appropriate.
What's he supposed to say after that fact? Like he gets back to the Jedi Council. Well, Jedi's aren't really thinking anymore, but let's say he reconvenes with some his Jedi people, right? And they ask him, "What happened?" Well, I chopped off his arms and legs. And then what? Left him there. What the fuck?
We were in a volcano. The lava was creeping and he had no legs. You tell me, dude.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So then it's just like, well, did he die? I was like, I don't know.
Well, I feel like the only one that would say that would be Mace, and he was already dead.
True.
Did that motherfucker die? Did you kill him?
Yeah. I think Yoda would have a few words, too. I mean, Yoda kind of liked him.
Dumbass you are.
I'm thinking of... Yeah.
Go for killing shot. You must.
Oh, yeah. What does he do? Like I feel like they should have referenced that more in the new movies of like what is that move called where you were like, I'm going to become more powerful than you could possibly imagine? What's that called? Like, are you accepting death at that point? What are you doing to like you're dying, right? But you're just like you're shedding your mortal coil and you're moving on to the afterlife.
You talking
because
the
you know
Darth
you-
Vader Obi sequence, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Obi's talking to Darth Vader and he's like, if you strike me down, I'll become super powerful. And then he does, and then he just like what? Fades off
Did
into
nothing,
the nether
right? He
realm.
didn't do anything except like his ghost trained some people.
Yeah, he got into Luke's ear, I guess. Oh, are they okay? So because Luke did the Force, what do you call that? Force cloning, right? He put his image on that red planet in the Last Jedi. So that was basically what Obi-Wan did, I guess. But he did it in a different way, where he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna die, and then I use my Force ghost later on, as opposed to using a Force ghost when you're alive, right? I don't know.
I feel like he
Force
would have
is
been.
weird.
Well, I mean, he was kind of old at that point, so maybe
Yes.
he knew his effectiveness was kind of up. Maybe it was just kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm gonna train future Jedi's. That's how I'm gonna be more powerful, and you're gonna get fucked eventually.
Do you think when he came when Luke became a Force ghost, he saw Hayden Christensen? He was like, "What the fuck are you doing here? Who are you?"
Wait,
You're not Obi-Wan.
Hold up. Someone here does not belong here.
Yeah. Moving on, number 18, we got the God of Thunder himself. Ah! Thor, God of Thunder. Number 18, too high or too low? Or just right?
Fair.
Fair.
I mean, he's
One of
he's
the
a
best
shit stirrer.
storylines.
He's a shit stirrer. I mean, if you take Thor 1, for instance, like, you know, he was just a cocky dude looking for a fight, but he kind of realized, hey, you know what? I got responsibility. He owned up to it later.
I'm going to let you finish, but real quick, Thor had one of the best storylines of all time.
Yeah, no, I'm
The
with
end.
you. I did the small version of it, but yeah, go ahead. Let me have it.
Yes.
I mean, anytime
Jesus,
we're
from the
doing
beg-
this, like
yes.
anytime MCU related, I'll defer to you. You are
From the
the
beginning,
master.
he's the child. He's childish. He just wants to fight. That's all he wants to do. He wants to show his old man that he's better than him. He wants the throne from the very beginning. So he goes out. What does he do? Wants to kill some fucking ice giants. That's all he wants to do. Start some shit. Rile some shit up with the ice giant and the king, ice king man. Then fucking his father has to come in, stop this shit. Like, boy, get down. Get the fuck out of here. You're done. You're taking your hammer. You are dethroned. You are de-worthied.
I strip
Fuck
you
and
of your credentials.
your power. I banish
You're
you
no
to
longer
the Earth
allowed
realm.
to travel first class
Yeah.
on the Rainbow Bridge.
So he basically gives his life at the end there with that giant thing on Earth, right? And then he becomes worthy again because he gave his life, and he defeats the eye thing because he shoved his hammer of doom into the thing's mouth. Part 2, right? The Dork World, highly underrated, I'd say, highly underrated. People always say, "What's the worst MCU movie?" Oh, Dark World. And then it's just no. Go back and watch that shit.
I did actually
actually a
listen
great
to it. I
movie.
went back and watched it, and I was more impressed than the first time I watched it. I think what happened was the first half was kind of like, but the second half was like, all right.
Yeah. This is the beginning of the end for his comrades. In the first one, Thor's cohorts are part of this movie for a larger extent of it. But then in the Dark World, they're sort of like it's that what is it, Dragon Ball Z thing of like, you know, you have Goku just surpassing the power level of Krillin and Tien and Yamcha, just so fast and so hard that, you know, they don't even really matter, right? So you have the guys in the background. They were actually pretty cool. Let me see what their names were real quick. We got Sif.
Yep.
We got Fandral and Volstagg.
Volstagg was
Very
cool.
cool character.
I like Volstagg.
Yep. Volstagg was very cool. Heimdall is fucking awesome. You have Thor: The Dark World is an incredible fucking movie. Then you have him in let's say Avengers the first movie, that fight with fucking Tony Stark and Cap, where he fucking dings his shield, giant explosion, fucking amazing. Then you have him what was it, going off after Age of Ultron, because he sees the vision of the Infinity Stones. He sees what's going to happen. He has to go investigate himself, right? Then greatest moment, one of the greatest moments in the MCU, I would say, Infinity War, when he comes back and makes the Stormbreaker, comes in, lands on Earth, in Wakanda.
I mean, let's not forget let's get mentioned to the fact where he fucking took the full force of a star.
The full force of a motherfucking star.
That's worth mentioning for a weapon that could, finish off Thanos. Like, he was committed.
Exactly. Let me pull up his entrance here. Here we go. So he's got to keep that shit open for like 30 seconds at least.
Hold the door!
Hold the door!
Hold the door!
Hold the door! He's melting.
Flesh.
He's melting the
flesh.
what do you call that?
He's smelting.
What's the material made of?
Smelting. The
smelting, but this
I don't know what the meteor, whatever the hell the
iridium.
Yeah, something crazy. Some special metal.
Some special metal, yeah. You got a rocket going to grab him. He falls like pretty far. Oh, and he bangs off something. Falls to the floor. He's charred.
It was not graceful.
That dude can take a pounding.
What are you watching, dude?
Well, you think. Well, you got to think like he took the Power Stone at the beginning of Infinity War.
I think he's dying.
He needs the axe. Love that line. Where's the axe? Where is she?
Real quick though, who's the real hero? Is it Thor or is it Groot?
Yeah, right. Teen Groot.
Groot chopped off his arm for this.
Yep. He fucking died in the last Guardians. Guardians 1, he fucking sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
Groot is
he's a hero. Where is he?
MVP. Groot's not on this list at
He's
all.
not.
So now they're in Wakanda, getting their ass kicked.
Why was she up there the whole time?
Suddenly, boom, shakalaka. We got Thor coming down.
Raining a godly
Dun, dun.
firestorm down on people. Thunderstorm.
Yep.
Godly thunderstorm.
Wah, 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 wah. I shit my pants when I saw this in theaters.
Yeah, let's go.
Bring me Thanos! Woo! Into the air. Comes down with a fucking lightning bolt. Woo!
Bzz, bzz, bzz.
Woo! Amazing. Yep.
Yeah, but you haven't finished yet. But I feel like this part coming up, he kind of relapsed. He had this moment where he got focused on being the guy that everybody's looking to finish a fight. Start the fight, finish the fight, and he got a little cocky. He didn't go for the head. He knew, like you're a hardened warrior. You should know go for the head. And I mean, you're gonna finish his trajectory here, his character trajectory.
Yes.
But, I think he kind of regressed here, and it showed later in the other movies. Go ahead.
He doesn't go for the head. He tries to kill Thanos, gets him in the chest. Thanos looks up and says, "You should have gone for the head, you dumb fuck." He snaps, and because Thor didn't do the deed, half the universe is wiped out. Thor thinks he fucked up. He cost half the universe, and up to this point, you got to think about in the past, in Ragnarok and Infinity War, he's lost his mother. In Dark World, he lost his mother. In Infinity War, or in Ragnarok, he lost his father. In Infinity War, lost his brother, and where's he from?
Asgard.
Thor. Asgard. He loses Asgard. Asgard blows up. He lost most of his people. The rest of his people got fucked up on the ship with Thanos. He watched his brother die in front of him. Mother's dead. Father's dead. Sister tried to kill him. So he had to kill his sister. Lost his home world. Lost all his people. And at the crucial moment, at clutch time, he blew it. He choked. Choked when it mattered. So he is.
Did he choke?
In a bad spot at the beginning of Endgame.
You think he choked, or do you think it was just him being cocky again? I think it was just him being cocky again. He's got all this power, and he didn't use it appropriately. It's just like, hey, bitch, here I am. Boom, in your chest.
Yes, got overly cocky.
He's a warrior. He should know. Go for the head. Go for the part that's the danger.
Yeah.
Even cut off his arm probably would have been a solid move. But
sure. The pride is always what gets you. The pride is the fall, or whatever they say.
Which is, I think, is an appropriate point. Being at 18 is that he's a hero, but he has, his pride will probably always cloud his judgment. I mean, it's a little different later after he dealt with his depression and stuff like that. We haven't really seen how that character fleshed, because there's going to be more Thors, correct?
Oh yeah, more Thors.
I mean, we'll see how his character develops after that, dealing with the depression and everything. But I think it's appropriate that he's at 18, because he still has his demons.
Yes,
a troubled hero.
So we got 17 more to go. Here we go. Number 17.
Should have been like a 2-part thing, dude. You fucked up.
Yeah. Number 17, Sarah Connor. What do we think? Too high, too low, just right?
Too high.
I mean, you got to think from the first one. It's one of those things of like where she started to where she got to. She was just a normal ass homie dude, just chilling around. Then she's got to deal with fucking time traveling robots. She doesn't have an experience doing that. Now she's fucking. Then she gets into a fucking mental institution because nobody believes her that this fucking giant murderous robot is coming after her. And then that fucking scene in T2 where she's in the hospital. First of all, did you know that scene was spoiled in the trailer for Terminator 2?
Yes.
Yeah. Fucking. I haven't seen the show. I heard it's very good, but I think it's fair. 17 is
17 is fair. I'm not saying I would shoot her down the list like 40, but maybe back into the 20s, the low 20s. I'm not looking for a huge adjustment.
Yeah. I don't know. She had some good moments.
Oh yeah, she definitely had good moments. I just
yeah.
I don't know.
I gotta see the new movie. Is my
it's
thing.
tough. Yeah, a little bit of a joint effort there. I mean, you had Terminator on the list.
Sure.
I feel like their numbers should be. Well, I can't even say a little closer because I'd bump Terminator down the list. Maybe it's maybe I beef with Terminator.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Number 16, Han Solo. What do we think? Too high, too low, just right?
Fair.
Fair, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Obi
Yeah.
and him are close enough. I think.
Right.
I mean, he was. He got him in a lot. He got them in a lot of shit, but he also got them out of a lot of shit.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and
Okay.
he was kind of a good guy. He was a gambler. Maybe he deserves to be a little bit lower. He was a good guy, but he had questionable morals at time.
He became a good guy.
Yeah.
Number
Maybe
15,
a little lower.
Here,
Maybe if you swap, now I'm thinking about it, maybe swap Obi and Han.
swap
Why
Obi
do you
and
think
Han. Yeah, I
Han's
can see
higher
that.
than Obi?
I can see that. Let's see. Number 15. Moving on.
Real quick.
Spider-Man.
Real
Huh?
quick, why do you think they put Han higher than Obi?
For the amount of screen time, you got to think about Obi-Wan had. Okay, well, all right. Now I forget. Obi-Wan had basically the first 3 movies, the prequels, right? And he's not really in the original series that much. I think they're talking about cultural impact. I think people are thinking about that. You don't really see anybody cosplaying as Obi-Wan Kenobi. You see probably a lot more Han Solos out there. You got to think about that. You got to think about the character himself, the actor. It's not just about the character. And then just, everything he did in that movie. He did save them a bunch of times. He had one of the best deaths in the first movie. Crazy death. And he was responsible for Ben Solo. So, yeah, I'd say so.
All right.
Yeah. Number 15, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
Should be higher.
Spider-Man. Yeah, looking at what we have coming up next, I would definitely say higher than
I put Spider-Man at 10, if I'm being completely honest with you.
many. 10 seems fair. 10 does seem fair. So, are they talking about, you think, the current Spider-Man? Do you think they're when they did the survey? Do you think people thought about earlier Spider-Mans, the Tobey Maguires, the Andrew Garfields?
I think they thought of like
solely-
any Spider-Man they could possibly think of.
Oh, okay, in the comic books too. Yeah.
But I mean, it kind of.
Spider-Man.
I would be interested to know how many people in the room actually knew every single one of these heroes or watched all the movies. Because I mean, we're going through them, and it's just like, yeah, some of them I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't really know. I know the movies, I know what their thing was, but I never watched like all the movies, so I'm kind of going by like partial information. I'm sure most of the people in the room kind of went partial information too. Some people might just think Spider-Man's kind of a little too nerdy for their taste.
If we just take this as MCU Spider-Man, does he make sense to be there at that height? Should it be higher? Should it be lower? As opposed, let's compare it to the other MCU people we have. We have Thor at 18, we have Black Widow at 22. Was that it so far?
No, yeah, you're right. I mean, just going MCU probably should be lower on the list. If you're
Lower
looking
than
at
Thor.
if you're looking at his collective work, higher.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he didn't really do too much in the MCU. A lot of it was just like, all right, I found my powers. I do fun things, and then I realize, hey, it messes up my life, and I kind of want to ditch responsibility. I mean, he finds throughout the movies that like he needs to be responsible. He has an obligation. Like even like Iron Man kind of taking him under his wing and be like, hey, listen, like you gotta stop being a kid. You gotta be a kid, but you gotta stop being a kid in like these situations. And it's still like a learning process in the MCU. And if you're taking everything, there's plenty of storylines where he's learned that he's seen like bad shit and he knows not to do what he would do if he was like still got that child mind, like the irresponsible mind.
Right.
How about you? Do you think it's too high for MCU, or if you based off MCU?
I mean, Thor, I'd probably put Thor above Spider-Man. Like you said, probably put these guys together. I'd see Thor, I think swap them. Spider-Man 18, Thor 15 seems right to me.
Okay. If you go body of work, though, like I think Thor could actually be lower because there are times where he's an absolute dick.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Number 14, John McClane. I've seen all of his movies. First one's classic. Second one's pretty damn good too.
And then they got out of control like Fast and the Furious.
Yes, exactly. The Superman, John McClane.
Which
Yeah.
you know, I'm thinking about Fast and the Furious now, and I'm happy to see that none of those guys are on this list.
What was Bruce Willis cameo in? He cameoed in something that was like Fast and the Furious adjacent. What the fuck was he in?
I'm not sure.
Some fucking action movie. I don't know. But yeah, very good. Everyman, the Everyman superhero before superheroes were, super popular. You can make the argument that he was one of the first superheroes, one of the first blockbuster superhero movies back in the 80s.
The first couple movies he was like a legitimate like action hero kind of stuff, but like the later movies it was like he just got the super soldier serum, and now like he can't be stopped. Like
right.
I remember what was it, Live Free or Die Hard, and he's fighting that parkour guy, and like he's just getting his ass kicked, dropping from like level to level, and he's just laughing like he hits the ground. He falls on steel, laughs about it. He's like, "Oh, you fucking gerbil." But like he's cracking one-liners, but he's getting back up after falling 3 stories. It's like, okay. And you just smashed your head off that metal bar right there, but you're good. You're good.
Yep. Let me see, what are we at? Number 13, Aragorn from the Fellowship of the Ring, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers.
His role was specifically protector, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Ranger of the North, first introduced with the name Strider. Strider? Sounds like a fucking nickname you give yourself in high school.
Yeah.
Tough guys call me Strider.
Right. Yeah.
My name's Strider now.
Strider with a Y.
Yep.
No, he had the I, right? He was Strider with an I. Strider with a Y was like a Nintendo game or a.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay. If you take what he was before this as well, I suppose he belongs. Maybe 13's too high. What do you think? You think 13's too? I think 13 might be a little too high.
He's the goddamn king of everything. Like,
yeah,
he leads an army, motherfucker.
He leads
one of the best
army,
speeches of all time.
The best speaker?
Speeches, yeah, speeches, yes.
Okay. I don't know.
There will be a day when the man falls, but today is not that day. Right? Something like that.
I don't know, but I'm motivated. I'm standing up.
Aragorn's speech. What the fuck speech? At the Black Gate. There we go. Here we go. Where is it? Coming at you. In 3, 2, 1.
Sons of Gondor! Of Rohan! My brothers! I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails, when we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day. An hour of wolves and shattered shields when the age of men comes crashing down. But it is not this day. This day we fight. By all that you hold dear on this good earth, I bid you stand, men of the West!
Yeah, fuck yeah. Woo!
All right. I mean,
huh?
All right.
I think it's appropriately ranked. 13, great rank.
I don't mind being wrong once in a while.
Yeah. So you were talking earlier about Samwise Gamgee. You think that Frodo is not the hero we deserved, but in fact Samwise was the actual hero of the Lord of the Rings. So, tell us why again? He was the back. He supported.
He was the
supported
he was the
Frodo.
conscience, the good conscience, the guy that
Right.
when Frodo was down and out, he's like, get your ass up. Let's finish the job. Let's think about home, man. Think about all the shit we're gonna eat when we get home. We're gonna die being lazy and fat. It's gonna be great. And got Frodo, got him up, got him doing the thing.
You got
And
him up,
like I
yep.
said, like even when they were about to, he was about to throw the ring in. He's sitting there. And he's just like, "Come on, dude, do it. We came all this way." He even kind of like let him, like, "Come on, we got here. Finish the job."
Yeah. Right.
And Frodo was kind of like, "Meh." But then you had Gollum in there too. It was like, all right. I guess that worked out. But that Samwise, for sure. I'm for it. I'm for the unsung hero.
Right. Right.
And I think it's fair
appropriately
because he's
ranked.
kind of like the only one on this list that's kind of like the unsung hero. It's pretty cool they gave him I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
Okay. Number 11. Wonder Woman.
That's like Tarzan and Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. It does have that fucking
Diana.
Yeah. Where is she? Did you see Batman v Superman?
Yes.
Yeah. She was the best part of that movie by far, by a country fucking mile. She was the best part of that movie. And that theme song, when she comes in, fucking kicks the shit out of Doomsday. Holy shit, I was hard. Woo!
Her other movie has come out yet, right?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It was shelved.
Wait, did you
For a
like Wonder
while.
Woman? Her movie?
Yeah.
Her standalone?
Yeah. That was fucking great.
It was
Yep.
fine.
That was great.
Fine. Let's not go crazy.
I think what we're learning here. Let's see.
It does
Let's go back
seem like
here real
I
quick.
don't appreciate
Hold on.
women on this list, and
Hold on.
that's not true. I'm not
Let's just say,
arguing. I'm not
let's look
arguing
at the
Wonder Woman
facts.
11. I'm
Let's
just
look at
saying
the
her movie
facts.
was fine. That's
Princess Miranda, Moana, The Rock was the real hero of that movie.
all. I
Sure.
said he was the
Col-
reason things happened. He helped, and he was kind of the reason. But Moana, she was like,
Okay.
13-year-old girl. She should get props. I
Okay.
agree.
Let's look at the facts here. Clarice, wasn't Hannibal
Sarah
really the hero of
Connor
that movie?
could have done
Wasn't
without
Hannibal
her.
really
I
the
don't
hero?
know.
Let's see. Beatrix the Kiddo, was she really? Okay. it's fine.
No,
The feet,
she didn't kill me. I wouldn't disagree if we put Ron Weasley's mother on here. I wouldn't disagree with that. I just don't think
Trinity.
Hermione played that big of a role.
Neo is more of the hero of that movie.
I guess.
Let's see. Hermione.
Hold up.
Was Hermione really the hero?
Hold up. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I might have been a little bit too hard on Hermione because she kind of was like a little bit of a conscience on Harry in his moody dark time. So maybe she belongs. Maybe I'll give you a maybe. She belongs on.
Captain Marvel, what does she really do? Even
What does
besides
she really
almost
do?
kill Thanos.
I never watched the movie. I'm not
She
sure.
only destroyed his entire fleet of ships, like with one hit. That's
Ooh,
all she
yeah,
did.
and Thanos punched her into Ant-Man's van, and that was it. Big deal.
Imperiosa Furiosa, what was she even? What
Hey,
was she
I didn't
even?
argue that. I
No, you
also
didn't.
didn't recognize the name, but
Black Widow, come on. Hawkeye was the real hero of that movie.
I said
Hawkeye
Black Widow
almost
/
died.
Hawkeye. Make them one person.
Sarah Connor, what was her even?
It's
Did
what-
she do that much? Was she even a hero? Who knows?
Well, hey, listen, I shit on Aragorn too, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Wonder Woman. That's my impression of that song.
Wait till we get to. Never mind.
Number 10, Black Panther. What's his theme song even? Let's find out. Black
Ibambe!
Ibambe! That's it. There we go. You got it. Black Panther theme song. His main theme? No, it's E Bombay. No, it's E Bombay. E Bombay. Sorry, I don't know.
E-Bombay. E-Bombay.
E Bomb. How do you spell E Bombay?
It's actually spelled with a Y, I think. It's E-Bombay.
It is, yeah. Yeet Bombay.
Yeet Bombay? Throw that Bombay.
Ye Bombay. No. Black Bay. Black. Anyways, we know what you're talking about. Ye Bombay.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Hey, Cap, we got a situation here.
I love this place.
Where is it?
Thanos would have nothing but dust.
Well, he did get dust and blood, so you're welcome. I think the better E Bombay was Endgame, definitely.
Yeah, all of them doing it? Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
The United Tribes going, yeah. That'll
Black
make
Panther
you shit
had
your
one of the best villains of all time. I'm gonna let you finish, but Black Panther had one of the best villains of all time.
Killmonger?
Killmonger, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
People
Absolutely.
hated
In the
on
MCU.
him. I thought people hated
Okay.
on Killmonger. That's your personal opinion?
My personal opinion is one of the best, well-rounded, had one of the best motivations. A good villain has to have good motivations to do for doing what they were going to do. You can't just say, I'm going to take over the world because I feel like it. You can't just say, I'm going to destroy the world because I feel like it. You have to have some rationality, your rationale for doing what you're doing you have to have some sympathy for it. You have to be able to see their side of the argument, right? To understand why they're doing. So I feel like his rationale was that they are just keeping that Black Panther and Wakanda were keeping their power to themselves. Their what do you call that? Unobtainium? No, the vibranium. They're keeping it all to them. Yeah, they're keeping the vibranium and their technology and their culture all to themselves. And then Killmonger was going to give it to the rest of the world. And you see, I think it is proven to be correct. His viewpoint was proven to be correct because at the end of Black Panther, what does he do? He goes to the United Nations and says, we're a thing. Guess what? We're going to open ourselves up to the rest of the world. So there you go. That's all I have to say about that.
I didn't hate Killmonger. I thought, I mean, it was also a little bit like keep kicking something. Sorry, family stuff. He was,
Yes.
it was. T'Challa was his cousin, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah.
So I kind of like the blood aspect of it. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it was, and it was business and it was personal.
Yeah.
Oh, but I did not like Black Panther.
Okay.
I was not a good.
I remember you turning to me and saying, it was aight.
I changed my answer. I changed it to it wasn't a good movie. It was definitely a little overrated as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're going long, but I do want to take a break real quick
we
so I
are
can take
long.
a pee and get refreshed. We are going long, 5-star podcast length. We're gonna take a break and we'll do the top 10 best heroes of all time right after this. We'll see you
Top
then.
9, we already
Bye-bye.
did 10. It was Black Panther.
And we're back with the top 9 best heroes of all time. Number 9 is Bum. Yeah. Amazing. Doesn't really get better than that. What's your take on Superman? Number 9. Is too high, too low, just right?
Listen, everybody who's everybody knows how I feel about Superman. So that's why it's going to
Sucks.
surprise the people that know me. I'm going to put Superman is actually too low on this list.
Wow.
My biggest
Wow.
gripe with Superman is that, he's just Superman. Like,
Yeah.
he can do it all, man. Wow. But that's the thing. Like, he can do it all. Like, he
Right.
saves people. That's his thing. He's a symbol of hope from his world to Earth. He genuinely cares for literally every person because he understands he has the power that he should do this thing. And it's like if Spider-Man understood from day one, like what he had, like, Superman grew up with this power. He grew up with compassionate parents that taught him that nurtured him, nurtured his powers in a way, like maybe not in a way that they actually maybe processed that they were, but like it had an effect on him, and it shows. I mean, the dude's just straight up a good guy. He should probably be the number one hero. I don't see why he's not, honestly.
He fights for truth, justice, and the American way.
Right. Like, what's your argue to that? What do you argue that?
I don't know, but
yeah, you
it's
can't.
it's
It's
the
cheap.
best- the
I mean,
best-
it's kind of like Superman.
Yeah.
It's cheap in a way, but it's
cheap.
true. He should be on the top of the list
Yeah.
because there's
I
no
don't know.
argument why he shouldn't be on top of the list. Like, as much as I shit on Superman, it doesn't take away the fact that he's just a really good guy that does the right thing all the time. And it's just like,
But that's the
God.
thing. That is the argument.
I'm
I guess.
asking him. It's kind of like just color outside the lines once in your life, dude. But he's like,
No.
nah, man, that's not my thing.
That's the thing, though. It's the Boy Scout mentality, I think, turns some people off. A lot of these guys on this list, like the guys coming up, not just now, but for a long time, that sort of anti-hero, sort of playing outside of the rules, not it's like that John McClane, John Wick. It's these sort of like bad guys shooting people, killing people, getting the job done as quickly as possible and but looking as cool as possible. Superman's not cool, right? Boy Scouts aren't cool. Playing by the rules isn't cool. So I think there are people on this list that are around him and higher that are fucking cool, right? Cooler because they bend the rules. They skirt the rules. They push boundaries.
Almost like
They smoke.
not like that anti-hero, but kind of like such a thing.
Anti-hero, yeah. They get laid. I mean, Superman did get laid in the second movie, but you know what I'm saying.
What a dork.
There are people.
Took him
Also,
2 whole movies.
Just talking about this list in 2020, right? Because if you did this list, let's say 1970s or 1980s, Superman would probably be number 1. But you have people on this list that have been created since then, and have been in movies that have character arcs where they are taken from, selfish, self-centered, even, guys that make money selling arms to terrorists, let's say, just for example. I'm not picking one guy in particular. I'm just saying, they started out living a very immoral life, unethical life, selling arms to terrorists. I'm just picking one guy again, not picking one guy in particular, just one guy at random. A lot of guys on this list have a better character arc than Superman. Superman was good. He was born good, and he is still good. There is no up or down with that guy. So I think that is one reason to see him this low. So that's all I got to say about that.
No, I agree. Yep. I think we're on the same
So-
page. So where would you
Yes,
think he should be? You agreed with me that he should be at number 1, or
No, I did not agree. Number one, I said
I thought you said
it's
number one.
right. He's right. He's right where he should be.
Oh, he's
I
right
think
where
in
he should be.
2020.
Okay.
He's right where he should be in 2020. Again, like I said, years ago,
2020.
without his movies, without the movies that he's made so far, I think you have to think about that too. The recency bias of some of these people have recent movies, some don't. Number one, number two, not good recent movies, but some of them do have very good recent movies. So I think that plays a part in it. So I think if it was 1980, 85, where Superman's movie has just come out, I think that was his peak of popularity in the pop culture realm as far as the movies went. I think a lot of these people have movies. A lot of these characters coming up in the 876 slot have better movies more recently.
Okay.
Yes. Speaking of good movies, recently James Bond. You
You put James Bond above Superman?
Is he better than Superman? I don't know. Is he a better hero? He's had better movies recently. That's all I know.
Seem to be
Casino
clouding the
Royale.
lines here.
Huh?
So we seem to be clouding the lines here.
Yeah, Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall. What was after Skyfall? Fucking. What was that? The thing with the people and the guy. James Bond movie. Spectre. So we had Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, Spectre, and No Time to Die coming up. So yeah, that is my argument for this list. Well, it's not my argument, it's not my list, but defending the top 10 list, the top part of this list that you're wondering why Superman isn't as high. I think he has better. James Bond has better recent movies. Now, is James Bond a good person, especially with his track record for how he's treated women in the past? Not great. I'll say that. How has he treated minorities in the past? Yeah, not great as well. But we have to take him as he is now. So I think he's trying. He's learning from his past, and he's listening, learning and listening. I think is what we're all trying to do in 2020. So yeah, I think he's appropriately ranked because of that. So how do you think? Where do you think James Bond in the Me Too era is it's a tough thing to put on screen right
Superman
now.
would never. Okay. He doesn't have to be told. Even in '85, he never had to be told. He waited 2 movies before he finally got it.
Listen, again, this list is the best heroes right now. The best fucking protagonists we have
defending Superman right now.
in
I don't
2020.
know what's happening to me right now?
Listen. James Bond is the 8th best hero we have in modern society today.
I
Listen.
might jump on this a little bit more if I've actually watched
Right.
any James Bond movies.
Okay. So why don't we move on to Princess Leia Organa?
Well, let's move on before you piss me off by telling me again that you have not watched any James Bond movies, even though I've told you hundreds of times to watch some goddamn James Bond movies.
Well, have you seen
No, never.
James Bond movies?
Not even one.
Have you seen
Not
Benjamin
even
Button?
one.
Have you seen Hamilton?
No.
Come on.
Is that
Anyways,
what?
number 7.
We just talked about this last
Leia
week.
Organa.
It just ended up on Disney last week. I haven't watched 12 James Bonds, and you think that I just popped on and watched Hamilton out of nowhere? A musical, no less. The fuck,
Princess Leia
Organa.
Organa.
Do you know
General Leia Organa, number 7. So her most recent appearance is apparently she's now a magician. She's a super what do you call that? She's a super force user, right? Because in the Last Jedi, apparently she was blown out of a fucking spaceship into the vacuum of space for minutes at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Was frozen in the void of space, the vacuum of space, and then just coasts back into the ship because that's the
like
thing
Thor.
she can do apparently.
Oh, my hit her.
Like Thor. That would have been hilarious. Fucking
Her cheeks pressed up against the windshield.
Leia Organa, too high, too low, or just right?
So high.
Think
You
so?
kidding me?
Just, I do have to mention,
Yeah.
she's a woman.
I
And you
noticed.
And you're again
And
arguing.
she's also dead. Rest in peace, Leia. But why? They kind of just out of nowhere like, let's give Leia some powers, and
Yeah.
that was annoying in itself. Okay, she was the general of the army. Whatever. What
Leader
was that?
of the resistance. Leader of the fucking resistance.
Yep. Leader of the resistance. Oh, God. It's the resistance. When she dies, someone else would have taken up the mantle. Someone else did take up the mantle. It's not like it's it's just it's kind of did she create it or was she just the leader? She created it, right? She had to create it.
Sure.
It's just
like that.
Ray probably should have been higher than Leia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What did she do? What did Leia do?
She was the leader of the resistance, bro.
She was the leader of the resistance, but like Ray was like special forces branch of the resistance. And she was the one. She actually defeated the main villain. Leia just got thrown into space and got hit by a ship, and they found her. They're like, let's do shit.
In the very first movie,
now.
right, she goes face to face with the most powerful being in the galaxy. Darth Vader comes aboard her ship, and she gets into his face. She doesn't take any of his shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, sure, but I mean, she didn't know Darth Vader wasn't gonna kill her. But like,
think about this.
It's just, what are you gonna do when your back's against the wall? You got somebody like you think this person's coming and kill you, and
Yes.
Leia's a spicy little spit fuck, so she's gonna get in Darth Vader's face. That makes sense, like that's just what she does. I mean, she gave Han Solo the business. She's giving Luke the business. Why not give Darth Vader the business?
So, yeah, speaking of Luke, he's coming up here in the list in a second here, but you got to think about in the first movie, Leia Organa's entire fucking planet gets blown up. She doesn't fucking sulk in the corner like Luke Skywalker did when his uncle died that he knew for 5 minutes, right? She is comforting him after his uncle died that he didn't even know. Meanwhile, she watched her whole planet get destroyed. I'm just saying, Leia's got a little bit more backbone than Luke does in that moment.
A badass. I won't take away from the fact she's a badass, but it's just hero-wise, this is definitely just like there are some Star Wars fans in there.
There's some Star Wars fans that voted for this. Yeah, I would say so.
There's definitely like this. They. I don't know, man.
Okay.
I just don't think she should. Right. She should be much higher on the lower on the list.
Much lower. Wow. Okay.
Lower. Yes. Like I said, if Rey is all the way back up at 28, she should be 30. She should take Captain Marvel's spot.
Really?
Oh, you know what? Actually, I'll give her a guy spot just to show. She can take. She. Hold on.
Yeah, think about it for a second.
She can take. Take Ash's spot. No, I can't say that. No, I can't say Ash. I don't know. It's just too high, man. That's all. That's all. That's that. All right, that's that.
That's that. Okay. Next up, we have.
Write in if you disagree.
It's fine. Next up, we have America's ass. America's captain. Captain America.
No. You're wrong.
What?
My list shows 6. You're on 6.
Where are we? Oh, 6. I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah, it's ass man. Butt man.
Butt man. Oh boy. Number 6, we have na Batman.
Wow.
I'm so tired.
You're doing it on purpose. You're doing it on purpose. We should have had Karen for this. You should have saved this part. You should have did superhero theme. I mean, even I wouldn't be able to get what you're getting at.
Yeah. You do.
He does not belong at 6. There's no why. Why is he on 6?
Should be higher. Should be lower.
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 Batman's trash here.
one of the most iconic heroes of all
Trash
time.
tier.
Trash tier?
Trash.
He's a human
tier.
being. He's a human being. Listen. If
Troglodyte.
Buddy, do you realize that Batman is the DC's fucking Iron Man?
Yeah.
So if you love Iron Man, why don't you love Batman?
Because Iron Man's so much cooler. Iron Man
Exactly this.
Iron Man does things. Iron Man doesn't have, well, except for Hulk, but everyone should have a contingency for Hulk. Iron Man has contingencies on his friends.
Batman has contingencies on all of them. That's his whole thing. That's Batman's whole thing, is having a fucking dossier on everybody.
His thing is being a dick that can't trust his friends.
You can say that about Iron Man.
He's got ways to put his friends down.
Iron Man does as well. He has the Hulk Buster.
He's got his ways to put Hulk down. And to have a contingency for Hulk Bruce Banner would tell you need to have a contingency for Hulk.
Okay.
But like Superman, he used to be like, bro, like I am going, well, if don't count the Injustice storyline, but
yeah, exactly. There you go. You never know when that shit could happen.
Contingency didn't really work for that, did it? That's why Superman should be higher, because what's Batman really going to do against Superman if he really wanted to? Batman is going to get torn in half by Superman. But I mean, it's not just for Superman. It's for people like like Hawkman or Hawkgirl. But there's both of them. Aquaman.
I don't know.
All of them. Like it's not like Iron Man has contingency for Captain America. Yeah, they're bros. I mean, if it came down to a fight, like, yeah, it's going to fight, like Civil War. It's not like Iron Man's like, all right, well, I've got your only weakness in my back pocket. Like, here's some kryptonite, die. That's exactly what Batman would do to Superman. Here's some kryptonite. I put it in your protein shake this morning. Joke's on you. Wrong. Batman is just, it's.
What? Why?
If Superman's
it's
9,
awesome.
well, even if I'm being, like, fair to Batman.
Yeah.
If Superman's 9, Batman should not be 6 in any realm.
Just think about just take his movies, like Superman's movies, the
If
quality
I'm taking the movies,
of.
yeah, for sure. The Batman movies were great.
So what's not great about it? Just what?
Well,
What don't you like about
I
it?
might have gotten lost in what we're talking about here. I'm going by character. I'm going by character, not what the movies have, which is kind of like what happened to me in the bracket too, where we started going favorites as opposed to like the actual powers here. But
Okay.
like everything I said about Superman was about his character. Batman's character is questionable because he doesn't trust anybody, and he especially doesn't trust people stronger than him. And Superman is probably on that list. Like, you can say they're bros, like Batman and Superman are bros, but it's not the same as like Iron Man, Captain America, because it's like I got my hand behind my back, grabbing my gun, even though I'm like giving you a half hug with my other arm. Like Batman, he's just kind of a dick, and that's. He's not a dick in the fun way where Iron Man's a dick, where it's kind of like, he's gonna say sarcastic shit about you. He's gonna make you the butt of the joke. It'll be a little bit of bullying, but Batman is planning to kill you if it needs to come to that.
Of course. He's a human being, so you have to have contingency plans in place. So because he's playing with gods, same as Tony Stark. He's dealing with god level characters around him, and he's a human being, and he can only do so much. So he knows that he has to have something in his back pocket in case these guys like turn on him.
Do you need to have a thing in your back pocket for Superman? Do you?
Well, listen. At any point, like there's a run in Zack Snyder's or Scott Snyder's Batman run where Joker poisons all of the Justice League, and they all start attacking Batman out of nowhere. And Batman, just out of his fucking, not even Batcave, like in his bat belt, he has like a silly putty for the Flash. He has something for Aquaman. I forgot what it was, but he has something for Wonder Woman. He has everything he needs if the Justice League decide to go rogue or turn on him. Of course, he's gonna have something in his back pocket. Of course, you'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, I get you throw down a little like trap, silly putty for the Flash. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna tangle up your legs. We're not. That's not like that's the PG Batman. Like Batman, he's got kryptonite bullet and a kryptonite gun. If it needs to come to it. Like, I don't know. He'd hang Wonder Woman with her lasso of truth. Like, I don't know. Does that work? Like this, it's the things that you drowned Aquaman. Find a way to do it. I don't know. It's just, I don't think Batman should be on.
Talking about?
He could be on the list. He just can't be higher than Superman. Why is Batman higher than Superman? Can you make a good argument for that?
He's a fucking genius, and Superman only punches things. That's all Superman can do. He's not very smart if you think about it. Superman, his intelligence level is not very high. Let's be honest.
It doesn't matter if you're smart. You just got to be. You're a hero. You do what your heart tells you to, not what your brain tells you to. Okay. Hero is a selfless thing. Batman, he thinks about things. He's not going to go jump. Well, I mean, he kind of does because he's a hero. But
yeah,
he would weigh the risk factor, I feel like, in a lot of situations. Superman's just going to do it because that's what his heart tells him to. And that's what being a hero is. That's take Hercules, for example, in the Disney movies. Like that's the lesson we learned like when we were kids, man.
Sure. I'm going to let you finish, but Batman has one of the best rogue galleries of all time.
Batman has one of the best rogue galleries. What?
Yes. Best villains. He has one of the best villains of all time.
Oh, Joker.
Penguin, Joker, Scarecrow, Iceman, whatever his fuck his name is.
Joker's so good that he's fucked with Superman. You know?
Yeah.
He's the reason why there's a whole branch of Superman being bad. Like that's pretty damn impressive for Joker.
Right.
That's a good claim to fame. But that's not like a claim to Batman's fan. That's Joker in his own little bracket. Like Joker, if you gave me a best villains list, Joker is definitely number one.
I feel like you're blowing your load because in about two slots you're gonna have to fight me over this number 4. So I think
ready.
you want to
I'm
take
ready.
it back. You want to take
I'm
it
ready
back
for it. I've been waiting for it all night.
Number 5. Let's get into this a little bit.
Number 5, if anybody even cares.
Yeah, Luke Skywalker. Nerd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He
if
said
Leia's
he's a
number
whiny.
7, then Luke.
Yeah, he's whiny. He's not a very good lightsaber, operator.
He's got one hand.
He's got one hand.
He's a terrible teacher. Terrible teacher. He tries to kill his students.
He did. He really did. His nephew, right? Or no? They're not related. No, yeah. It was
Leia's Han's
son.
kid, but it was. I guess it's his nephew.
Nephew, yeah. He's tried to kill his nephew.
Because he sensed evil. Well, I don't know. What do you do? That's kind of like the Hitler thing right there, you know? Like, do you do it?
Yeah.
I guess he did it. I mean, maybe he's got more moxie than the rest of us, but he failed.
Yeah.
He failed. And maybe that's why he's not the hero. I don't know. Did he die? How did he die? He used the remaining force.
Yeah.
To
do the force
image
decoy.
Trick. Yeah.
Force decoyed onto the planet from super far away, I guess. Okay. All right. Sure.
Pretty
good fight
did
scene,
he saved Leia's ass from that one, right?
He saved everybody's ass because he was.
But
they
Leia's
were
too,
in
right?
the cave trying to get away, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Leia was in the cave.
Leia was in the cave. Yes.
That's why Luke's higher than Leia.
Sure.
Chicken and egg, man. Chicken and egg. It's simple math.
Let's all right, you want to say anything more about Luke Skywalker?
No.
Okay. Moving on to top 4. Moving on to finally we did it for real, guys. America's ass. The first Avenger, Captain America. Captain America, born 1937. I don't know.
Took a lot of steroids.
Yeah, that's all he was. So, when's the last time you saw Captain America, the first Avenger?
It's been a while.
Been a while?
Years. Probably like 3 years ago.
Yeah. So just like Superman, you've got a Boy Scout here. Even Iron Man kills Captain America, the Boy Scout. He's got that eternal optimism. He's always got that moral clarity, right? That Superman has as well.
Questionable.
You see it in questionable. Okay, well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
This moral compass, right? He always thinks he knows what's right and what's wrong. He always fights for what's right, what he thinks is right.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
You see it in the first Captain America, the first Avenger, in what the speech that the guy says to him, the scientist says to him before the operation the next day. You know, it's not a strong man doesn't need more strength, means more power. It's give a weak man power, then you'll really see what's a person made of. Something like that. I butchered it, but you know what I'm saying. When the guy throws the grenade on the ground, who jumps on it? Captain America, Steve Rogers jumps on the grenade. One of the best entrances of all time. He's given the superhero serum, super soldier serum. He's in that what do you call it? That thing. He's in the machine, and they give him the serum. He pops out of it, that fucking bulging chest, puts on the shirt, chases down the terrorist already. First thing he does, jumps out of the thing, runs like a motherfucker. One of the best runs of all time. I'll let you finish, but he has one of the best. Captain America has one of the best runs of all time. Leader of the Avengers. Has one of the best fights at the end. On your left, standing there in the middle of the field.
On your left.
He didn't say on the left, but he
said that.
Listen.
Falcon's not even on the list.
He is alone on the field. Iron Man is knocked off. Thor is incapacitated. Only person left is Captain America, facing off against Thanos and his army. He's ready to take him on. He is the best Avenger. That's all I got to say about that. Go ahead.
I mean, what you said was mostly true. You corrected yourself to say that he does what he believes is right, which is fine.
Exactly.
That was a good adjustment because he doesn't do what's always right. His friend was a war criminal, and he failed to tell his other friend, his other bestie, that one friend killed his mom.
Mm-hmm. So first of all, what war are we talking about? There was no war. Cold War, maybe. The Cold War, yeah.
I didn't say war.
You said
war? Oh, yeah, I said war criminal.
War criminal. There's no
war
to be criminal in.
Oh, I mean, the Cold War. You would assume that. Yeah, I mean, if you got sleeper agents, maybe say war criminal. We'll say, what would the correct term be, buddy?
I don't know. Assassin.
Sleeper agent.
He was a secret assassin.
That's not great.
He was an activated assassin. But he
probably killed like United States constituents, you know?
All right. Yeah.
He definitely killed Iron Man's parents.
A long time ago. That was a very long time ago.
And I get it. Bucky was brainwashed.
He was.
I feel
Thank you.
With no, he's always brainwashed. You just have to say the magic words.
No, didn't Black Panther take it out of him?
No, Black Panther took his arm. Until he's like, you can stay here, but we need your arm. And then he gave it back when the shit started going down. Maybe he took the codes out. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
How that actually.
I'm sorry. Continue.
But, he made me lose my train.
War criminal, Bucky. War criminal. Hid it from his friend.
But you do the right thing. You're Captain America. You can pull. You can get it done. And if you just Well, I mean, you can't tell Tony that, it killed his mom because Tony is Tony. I mean, anybody would react like that, like his mother was like the only, well, no, he cared about his dad, but like his mother was the one he truly cared about. I digress. He could have taken better paths. He could have been more honest. And I think Captain America understood that, which is cool, but he definitely went about it the wrong way in one of his movies, Winter Soldier. Was it Winter Soldier? Yeah, he was trying to he was hoarding Bucky from the other people. But I mean, for the most part, I'm not saying Captain America isn't unworthy. It's just that when faced with he's a great hero, but when faced with such a moral conflict that he had, I mean, he chose Bucky because that was his first friend. I get it, 100%. But he does have an obligation to literally his partner in crime. You're the leader of the Avengers, and you got Iron Man co-leader. You got to communicate these kind of things. And I understand that Iron Man's going to react a certain way, but you got to tell the man. You can't just let it like, oh, it's going to go away. We'll figure this out. You're not going to figure it out. Iron Man's going to figure it out because why? Because he's a genius.
Genius, playboy,
it works for Iron Man. So yeah, he's Captain America. Absolutely is a hero. I'm not even saying he shouldn't be number 4 on the list. I agree with his place. Actually, I think he should be number 3.
You think Iron Man should be number 3?
Yeah, I think he should be. No. Hold on. No, Captain America. No. I already said Superman should be number 1. So yeah, Captain America should be number 3.
And Iron Man number 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I found the quote I was talking about. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
So Steve Rogers, before the surgery the next day, the scientist Abraham Erskine says the serum is not ready, but more important, the man. The serum amplifies everything that is inside, so good becomes great, bad becomes worse. This is why you were chosen, because the strong man who has known power all his life may lose respect for that power, but a weak man knows the value of strength and knows compassion. Whatever happens tomorrow, you must promise me one thing, that you will stay who you are, not a perfect soldier, but a good man.
Hey, man, I'm all for it. I agree. It's true. That defines Captain America.
Absolutely.
Can I ask you something though?
Yes.
Do you think that he approached the situation with Iron Man the correct way?
No. Here's the thing,
Okay.
though. Thinking about this, thinking about the events that transpire afterwards, right? Do you think that Iron Man maybe exaggerated a little bit? Maybe should have pulled it back a little bit, you know? Like the fact that, started a whole civil war, this, name of the movie, right? Where did that come from? Who started that? That's all I'm saying. Also, who made Ultron?
I don't.
That's all I'm saying.
That's actually part of my argument, not the Ultron part. The Civil War part is kind of. I don't disagree with Tony. I feel like there's a little bit of a. It's kind of like what Tony said when he was trying to convince Cap. Sign the papers, and then we can have discussions after. We can make it work. Like, Tony's not going to let somebody just control him. He never would. He never has. Cap was just like, there's no chance I'm signing the papers, which is fine. He's doing what he thinks is right, which I don't disagree with, which is what turned it into what it was. And do I think Tony could have found another way around it? Yes. Do I think Cap could have been more accommodating? Also, yes. There was a lot.
Sure.
They both dropped the ball.
Sure.
Fast forward towards the end when the bomb was dropped, and then Tony was like, now you have Tony, Cap, and Bucky all in a room. Iron Man feels outnumbered, which he is, because Cap showed his true colors by aligning with Bucky, trying to hide the secret. And then he's got all the tension already where he's just been trying to get Cap to join his side, trying to just regulate. It's almost like gun control in a way, And
yes, he
just wanted Cap to be like a registered gun, not just to say like a registered gun for the government. Like I said, he said, sign the papers. We can get this. We can talk about this and we negotiate later. But like Cap was just like, no, I'm never doing anything like this ever. End of story. So now he's like, they got the two of them against Iron Man, and with all the tension that was already existing, plus the fact that Iron Man just finds out, and Cap's like, wait, bro. And he's like, nope, too late. You tried to kill my mom, and you never told me. Now it's like me versus all of you. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, if you found that out and it was like, I got the guy that did it right next to me, and I clearly tried to hide a secret from you with the dude, and you were just like, oh, you were in it too? Well, you're both fucked. Like, I don't think Iron Man was not justified in anything that he did. My only gripe with Captain America is I think that he just followed the situation, or he went through with the situation the wrong way. That's all. And I think while Iron Man was very, let's get this deal done, Cap was like, nope, never. So there was an impasse there that they both could have worked on. But I think Cap did more wrong in the situation than Iron Man did.
Speaking of Iron Man, who is at number 3?
Tell him.
See who's.
I'll do it. No, you do it.
Also, just gotta say real quick while this is playing, Iron Man theme song, not great. Is this actually the theme song? Because if it is,
the wrong one. You're playing the wrong one. Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Google, not Google, Spotify. Black Sabbath, Iron Man.
That's not his theme song. That's a song that was playing during the movie. I'll let you finish, but Captain America has the best theme song of all time. All right, that's not a. That's no. All right,
Iron
3.
Man is number 3.
Iron Man.
Boys
Playboy.
and girls. He is
Playboy
number 3.
philanthropist.
Captain America's number 4. It's not just me anymore saying this. There's a damn magazine that listed 50 freaking heroes over the course of the entire since forever. And they are saying Iron Man is better than Captain America. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Who wrote this? What was it? Esquire? I don't know. Who was it? Hello? Did I lose you? Oh, shit. He's gone. All right. Well, I'll just talk about Iron Man now. This is why. Did he really leave? Did he just rage quit? Let's check. Empire Magazine. All right. This is why Iron Man is the best hero.
Okay.
Because, oh shit, you're there?
Yes.
Why did you tell me?
I thought you were going to rant. Did you rant?
Oh, no, I wasn't ranting. I want you here for it. Walk away for this.
Go ahead.
Damn, dude.
Go ahead.
The entire MCU was built around Iron Man. Does anyone not realize this anymore? Like, think about it. The first Avengers, Manhattan, he saved everybody with the nuke. That was him. Yeah, Cap, he organized shit. He was like, yeah, you do this, you do this. He was the leader. He did it together. Iron Man saved everyone. Iron Man caught that nuke, brought it into space, risked his life. Okay?
Right.
Let's not forget, Iron Man was also betrayed later by his friend. He fought for what he thought was right. The same thing Captain America did. He wanted justice for his mother. And Bucky should have been brought in to face some kind of... It's true. Bucky was a dangerous weapon. Like, we give Cap credit because he was trying to... Yeah, he didn't want to sign any papers to make himself a registered weapon of the government, which, I mean, that was his thought, but there was a possibility there that he just didn't even... The avenue that he could have ventured on that he just never even bothered to.
Okay.
Cap was not a threat. All right. Realistically, Cap was always going to do something the right thing. Bucky was going to do the right thing too. The Winter Soldier would not do the right thing because he's a brainwashed dude. He is a threat. Now, Cap thought that he could just take Bucky and it'd be fine, which it kind of worked out. He got him to the Wakanda, and they took his arm, and it was fine. He turned into the meditating guy, except
the
with
White
one
Wolf.
arm. So, is that what they called him?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. That's actually a cooler name. I always liked the Winter Soldier, but they could have called him like the Winter Wolf. I don't know. Anyways, Winter Soldier was a threat. You think of it like the Hydra. It was a Hydra weapon, which
It was. Yep.
You take in the weapons. You confiscate the weapons of your enemies. All right. You destroy the weapons of your enemies. That's. I mean, it's not personal.
Okay.
It became personal when Cap lied about everything. Like I said, he could have figured out a better way to do it. He just did not. The case in point, though, not case in point. The end of story. Not end of story because I'm not done yet. It's just the Winter Soldier was a goddamn weapon, and he needed to be brought in. He needed, like, Iron Man. If Cap just brought him in, they could have been like, "We need to figure out. This is my friend. We need to take whatever's in his brain out." You know. And they could have found a way to do it because they have the best minds. Tony is a genius, and you had Bruce. He's a genius. It could have gotten something done. It just never even happened. So we got the whole thing. Now fast forward to the whole gauntlet thing with Thanos. Not to mention, he developed the plan that almost got the gauntlet off in the first place.
True.
If it wasn't for Star-Lord, okay? Star-Lord fucked it all up. But then, at the end, he actually holds the gauntlet, which is something Hulk wasn't able to do. He saw what happened to Hulk, and he still used the gauntlet to reverse everything. And it killed him. It killed him. Spoiler, guys. It killed him. He died for everyone. And I'm not saying Cap would never, but I'm saying Iron Man did.
Okay.
Everything that happened in the MCU was built around Iron Man doing the thing that needed to be done the most. And you can hate it or not with his stance on Civil War, but you can't deny the fact of all the lives that he saved in any movie that he was in. Now, I get that he also sold weapons in the beginning.
Yeah, let's just talk about that.
But
yeah,
he ended up starting to take those weapons back. He realized the error of his ways, and he started to rectify the situation. So he kind of cleaned up his own mess, which is more than we can say that Captain America ever did.
So there was an article on Screen Rant recently called "Every Marvel Villain from Iron Man Created in the MCU." Let's see what villains he created. He created Ironmonger, the Obadiah Stane. They fought each other because Stane wanted his technology. Whiplash.
Didn't Obadiah make his own shit?
Yeah, he wanted Tony's shit, so they fought because of it.
Right, but people wanted Captain America's blood.
Let's see. Hold on. Tony took control of the business when he was 18 and pushed Stane out. So Tony pushed Stane out, which resulted in Stane growing resentful of Tony, leading him to hire the 10 Rings to assassinate Tony. Unfortunately for Tony, the arc reactor and suit he created to escape this capture are also what led to Stane becoming more of a significant threat. Stane managed to get the remains of the Mark I suit and got an up-close look at the arc reactor. Those two creations of Tony's allowed Stane to build his Ironmonger suit and go toe-to-toe with Iron Man. Whiplash. In the aftermath of becoming Iron Man, Tony played a part in Anton Vanko becoming Whiplash. Anton's father, Ivan, worked with Howard Stark in the original on the original arc reactor designs, but didn't receive proper credit. Once Tony became known as a superhero and Ivan died, Anton replaced the miniaturized arc reactor to create some upgrades of his own. Aldrich Killian. Tony Stark also responsible for Aldrich Killian's villainous turn and his powers. Tony and Killian first met on New Year's Eve in 1999 when Killian wanted to meet with Tony to discuss him investing in advanced idea mechanics. Tony promised to meet him on the roof later on. Killian was left alone and developed a hatred for Tony. This night was also when Tony helped Maya Hansen fix her extremist formula, which benefited Killian down the road. Over a decade after their encounter, Killian begins wreaking Tony's life begins wrecking Tony's life and injecting himself with extremists to become more powerful. This leads to Tony killing and squaring off, with Tony receiving a backup from dozens of Iron Man suits controlled by Jarvis. Next up, Ultron. How can we fit Ultron? Hold on. Ultron. While Tony had an unknowing role in creating some of MSU villains, he is directly responsible for the creation of Ultron. Tony and Bruce Banner designed Ultron using the code from the Mind Stone. Ultron's purpose was intended to protect humanity from various threats, including those that they weren't yet aware of. But Ultron quickly realized that the greatest threat of humanity was humanity itself and wanted a reset. After initially being advanced AI, Ultron used one of Tony's Iron Legion robots as a host body so he could be free. He immediately began constructing a plan to take down the Avengers and bring a cataclysmic level to Earth.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Vulture, Tony Stark is also responsible for Adrian Toomes becoming the Vulture. Following the Battle of New York and the Avengers, the city was left in pieces due to the Avengers fighting Loki and the Charaters army. Cleaning up New York was originally set to be a job of Adrian Toomes and his best friend salvage company after they signed a contract with the city. However, the massive job was taken away from them by Tony. He founded Damage Control, and the new organization took over cleaning New York from the Avengers' damages. With his business falling apart, Toomes and his crew returned to a life of crime. They benefited by using and selling Charaters tech and weren't on Iron Man's radar for years. And it wasn't until Spider-Man began fighting with Vulture that Iron Man began to intervene.
And you don't blame that one on Spider-Man, Superman, Iron Man. You don't blame that one on Iron Man because Iron Man did what he thought was the right thing by stopping some innocent people, or people that he just thought they were probably going to get caught up in something that shouldn't have happened.
Okay.
Pick it like it's like one guy brings something home, and now there's a whole situation. Like they brought like the proper crews in. It's like you getting mad that OSHA came in and cleaned up your workplace.
Yes.
You know, like you can't do that. Like the proper professionals came in and did the job, and those guys got upset and they took the alien technology and they did bad things with it. That happens, and not to mention it was a freaking invasion. Like anyone could have picked up some goddamn technology from some aliens. I don't know, but I mean, a lot of this stuff that you just said was it sounded incel. Like, oh my god, I left you on the roof and you got mad at me because I stood you up. And he was doing he helped do the formula to a thing that this woman wanted, or this woman was working on. They created something that was science. That's science, bro. And if it helped him later down the road because he obtained those things through nefarious methods, that's not on Iron Man. That's coincidental. That's
sure.
incidental. So I mean, a lot of the stuff that we accuse Iron Man of, it kind of gets tied into the fact that he was a weapons dealer, an arms dealer, and I guess the point we're taking away from, I want people to take away from this, is that when these things happen, and like you just said with the Falcon thing or Vulture thing, it wasn't Iron Man eventually stepped in with Vulture. Maybe because he realized that he was partially responsible for that, which is what he's always done. He cleaned up his mess, and I want to go back to the Ultron thing. When the Rock, what the hell was that place?
The Mind Stone?
Romania? Well, we'll call it Romania. I'm not really sure what it was. Slovakia? Was it Slovakia? The thing was floating in the air, and then the idea was that Ultron was going to drop it, and it was going to cause like on the level of a nuke, right? Iron Man was like inside the planet trying to fix this because he understood that he created Ultron. And there was no chance he was going to let these people die by himself. And you also have to remember Hulk was involved in the whole Ultron planning too. While even though Hulk didn't go the distance that Tony did with the whole Jarvis thing, Hulk was Bruce. It was Bruce. Bruce was assisting Tony with all this. And you know who ended up beating Ultron's ass in the end? Hulk smash. So Hulk finished the job instead of Iron Man this time because Hulk was also partially responsible for Ultron being born.
All right.
Because Iron Man was busy saving everybody else. He cleans up his messes, and in the end, sometimes he went even further. I want you to also consider the fact that now Iron Man, when Endgame came around, he has a family. Think of all the people in the Avengers. Thor has no family. Captain America has no family. Hulk has no family. Black Widow, Hawkeye did have a family, and Hawkeye, you know, he lost his family. He had a family. But Iron Man had more to lose in the situation than anybody else, and he didn't think anything of it. He just did what he had to do, and he saved everyone at the cost of his own life.
All right.
Iron Man belongs on this list higher than Captain America. And like I said, I'm not taking away from Cap. Cap should be 3. Iron Man should be 2. Superman should just be 1. But I am happy that Iron Man is there.
But they're not. That's not the order.
That is not
Iron
the
Man,
order. But wait. Before we move on, do you understand what I have said to you today?
Yeah.
Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I'm gonna meet you halfway and say you're wrong, but it's fine.
You just picked a side.
Anyways,
good stuff. We're all having fun here.
Yeah, we are. Number 2. Moving on. That was a good discussion. Number 2, Ellen Ripley from the Aliens franchise. She's one of the best heroes of all time, I would say, real quick. She's a really good example of like men being like, I know what the fuck's going on, and just capitalists being like, I'm going to take this weapon, this organic weapon that is the alien. I'm going to take it and I'm going to weaponize it, and it's going to be fine. We're going to control it. And Ellen Ripley being like, nah, you're fucking dumb. I'm not taking that thing on board. But against her better judgment, they take it on board, and everyone was killed except for her. I believe that happens multiple times in the series. So I think she's definitely worthy of number 2. I don't know. I think it might be pretty high, but that's where we are, I guess, in 2020. What say you?
I don't think 2 is appropriate. Surprise. Because I just gave my top 3.
Right.
But I will say 4 is allowable.
Okay.
Because I do feel that she is kind of like the first female lead action hero.
Yeah, definitely.
This movie came out in times like Rocky, and there was like Superman,
right.
and even movies like Animal House, things like that, where this was a very male-driven society. It was like 70s, right? 70s.
Yeah, 79.
So she was a badass in that movie.
She really was.
And your versus aliens, and there's no other way to describe something like a hero for. We'll say. When you think about a hero, you think about someone defending, your house, your country, your planet, and she's defending it against aliens. So 4 is fine. Given the fact that she was like the first, I feel like she was the first real female action hero, and she was just straight up badass. So yeah, absolutely. 4 is fine. 2?
Yes.
2, I do agree with you that 2's maybe a bit high.
2 is quite high. Yeah. Interesting ranking.
Where would you put her? I like I said, I put her at 4. What do you think?
Like you said, very, very groundbreaking to have a woman hero back then. I would agree. Top 5, definitely. 4 or 5.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. So, finally, after all of that, we have number 1, drumroll please.
My excitement for this one.
Yeah. There we go. Number 1.
I think I actually spoiled it like weeks ago.
Indiana Jones. Very like I said, with the Marty McFly pick, I feel like this is a list chosen by boomers for boomers. Because when did Indiana Jones come out? Like 77, maybe even earlier. I want to say this might have been before Star Wars. I don't know, But
Okay, buddy.
very
Let's see.
classic
Indiana Jones.
hero. Huh?
84.
84, the first one?
84 was Temple of Doom.
That was the second one.
No, 81. 81 was Lost Ark. Sorry.
Gotcha. 81, yeah. So I feel like one of the best theme songs of all time. Great movies. The first three were great movies. Great lines. Even for back then, he sort of does have the qualities of the James Bond, sort of a little bit of that thing with the treatment of women in the movies, but not that bad actually. If you watch Temple of Doom, or it's either Temple of Doom or Last Crusade, where they're sort of like, I don't even know if he gets with her until the end. They're in a hotel room or something, and they're just like arguing back and forth, and you think, oh, okay, this is the part where they start fucking, and it never really happens. So that was interesting, especially way back then. I actually just watched, what was it, Temple of Doom and Last Crusade pretty recently. I think most people agree that Last Crusade is better than Temple of Doom. Like I said back in the review for Temple of Doom, it feels like one long a music part ride, sort of like just one long action set piece back to back throughout the entire movie. So I think Last Crusade is much better paced. It takes breaks. There's not action every single scene, which it seems like there was in Last Crusade. And Sean Connery's great in it. And Indiana Jones. Seems high, but again, like I said, this seems like a list made for boomers. What say you?
I don't believe Indiana Jones should be number one at all. Not even close. And I agree with you completely that this was a list for boomers, made by boomers.
Yep.
I'm not even sure where I put Indy. I will concede that he should be recognized because of his pursuit for knowledge. But you can't take away from the fact that he literally did nothing that would have affected anything in Lost Ark.
Right.
Like, the Nazis would have found everything without him. So, him being in that movie was basically pointless for him.
Yes.
So to say that, like, he has to say that he's a great action hero, but then to have a movie that said, if he wasn't in this, we wouldn't see a difference. It kind of says, like, maybe he shouldn't belong there. So
right.
Like I said, I concede that the pursuit of knowledge is important and worth recognizing, but in no way should he be number one. I'm not even sure where I would put him. Maybe like 30 something.
Right. In the canon, in the what do you call it? In the Coliseum, not the Coliseum. What it was the museum of iconic heroes of all time. He should probably be put in there. I feel like we're at that point. We're getting to the point where when you talk about heroes, best heroes of all time, there should be sort of a I don't really call it, like a vault, some sort of like a Disney vault or something, where you just put these guys away for a while. Put them in there, put them in a mausoleum, some sort of old timey museum where their historical significance can be revered. But as far as like modern day, best heroes list, I think he should be kind of left off because it is one of those things where it's sort of, like I said, the boomers just take over. I think boomers are bad at technology, but apparently they vote. Boomers vote. I don't know if you know this, but boomers have so much time in their hands that all they do is vote for Republicans and for Indiana Jones to be the best hero of all time. So, yeah.
You're taking a side. Everyone knows you take a side. No, I absolutely agree. I'm not saying, well, yeah, you leave him off the list. I'm fine with leaving him off the list. I'm also fine with putting him at 40. I also say that maybe he shouldn't open the list because there are, we think about who you would have to bump off the list. It'd be Moana. So I can't do that. But but I mean, like, it does seem more appropriate much later in the line. So I'm totally with you. If you want to leave him off the list, I would not fight you on it.
Yeah.
I feel like he has to be there just because he's an icon, you know. And I mean that's what you're saying with the Boomer stuff.
Yeah.
I bet there would we probably would get some hate mail about this, but
yeah, if we got any mail, we would get some hate mail. I don't know.
get tons of mail, dude.
Tons of mails. Okay.
Keep the
So that
illusion
does
alive.
Yeah. I think I was trying to avoid going as long as the Empire magazine went, but they actually did 3 1.5 hour podcasts, so we actually probably almost matched their running time as well.
Well, consider we also had a whole hour that wasn't any, or maybe the first 40 minutes. But
First 40 minutes was not.
I was
this
not
list.
prepared for the breakdown. I thought you were just gonna hit me like when you go every 5 or something and do a quick run through. we went to time. I really started getting into it like towards when we got to 20.
Yes,
That last 10 was fun.
It was a lot of fun. Well, whenever we can talk MCU, I think we can find any excuse to do that.
I figured what was going to happen was you're going to open up the list and talk about a couple, then you're going to jump down to 25 to the first superhero, and then we were really going to have it out for the Captain America Iron Man debate. And then our loads would just be spent, and we wouldn't have nothing to contribute for Ripley and Indiana Jones. But I think we covered them pretty good. I think we finished good for them.
Yeah, I have so many loads you don't even know. Do you want to end it there? Or do you want me to talk about some movies? You want to assign me some movies? You want me to talk about some movies? What do you want to do? It's up to you.
Man, it's late. I think we should end it.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure. Maybe later. Man, you got a weird schedule though. I don't want to cock block you here. Maybe we could do it. And if
all right,
yeah. Just talk about your movies.
All right. So you assigned me Crazy Rich Asians.
I assigned you 54 right now.
For
next time.
What?
54. 54 is my number for next time.
54 is your number for next time. That is.
Yeah, write it down.
Bringing Up Baby. I don't know, some sort of boomer ass movie from the 40s.
Nice. You're welcome. That's for all the boomers you just insulted with that list.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know what? To hit the 4-hour mark, you got 9 minutes to talk about your movies. Let's go.
Crazy Rich Asians, directed by John Chu, starring Constance Wu, Henry Golding, and Awkwafina. It is about a contemporary romantic comedy based on the global bestseller to modern rom-com with Asians. It's that thing about poor woman goes to her rich fiance's family and tries to get their approval. It is fine. It is okay. It is a good one of those. I gave that an 8 out of 10. I watched Palm Springs, directed by Max Babakow, starring Andy Samberg and Christian Milioti and J.K. Simmons and Peter Gallagher. This is a typical, not a typical, but it's got that genre of Groundhog Day, but it takes place as the guy is going through, I don't know, about right, 100th or 1000th Groundhog Day. He's been through the ringer already, so it's a different take on that in that way. It is very good. I give that a 9 out of 10. Other ones I want to talk about are Brigsby Bear. Andy assigned me that for my 200th movie of the year, starring Kyle Mooney and Mark Hamill. It is about after a man is freed from his life in an underground bunker, a man sets out to make a movie of the only TV show he has ever known. Give that a 9 out of 10. You should go into that knowing as little as possible. I watched The Maltese Falcon from 1941, starring Humphrey Bogart, Mary Astor, and Gladys George. A private detective takes on a case that involves him with 3 eccentric criminals, a gorgeous liar, and their quest for a priceless statue. Give that an 8 out of 10. We got Wendy and Lucy, starring Michelle Williams and a dog and some other people. It's about a woman who is over the summer, a series of unfortunate happenings trigger a financial crisis for a young woman, and she finds her life falling apart. It is very, very good. It's about an hour and a half, actually an hour and 20 minutes. I give that a 9 out of 10. That was Wendy and Lucy. I watched Top Gun for the first time from 1986, directed by Tony Scott, starring Tom Cruise, Kelly McGillis, Val Kilmer, and Anthony Edwards. This is a boomer-ass movie. So suck a dick, y'all boomers. This is a boomer-ass movie about a bunch of fucking machismo-ass white dudes flying some planes. Yeah, it is
Goose
very...
and Maverick.
Goose
Oh,
and... Have you seen this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it in the time period where you should watch that movie,
Which is what?
which was when it was cool. I mean, if I watched it again, I'd probably appreciate it still. But like you watched it in 2020, I'm not sure it would hold up for you.
It really didn't. I also watched a Western called Meek's Cutoff. Settlers traveling through the Oregon Desert in 1845 find themselves stranded in harsh conditions. Directed by Kelly Reichert. She also did Wendy and Lucy. This is from 2010s, starring Michelle Williams, Bruce Greenwood, Will Patton, Zoe Kazan, and Paul Dano. I watched a movie from 1994 called The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. This stars Hugo Weaving, who was what the fuck, Agent Smith in the Matrix movies, Guy Pearce, and Terrence Stamp. Check out this fucking description. 2 drag queens, performers, and a transgender woman travel across the desert to perform their unique style of cabaret. This movie is really fucking weird. The only reason...
And that is all. That is all I have to say about that.
I only watched this because it's on the 1001 movies you should watch before you die list, and randomly assigned it to myself. It is fucking weird as shit. It is weird to see Guy Pearce in drag makeup. It is weird to see Terrence Stamp, who played Zod in the Superman 2 movie, in drag, and it's also weird to see Hugo Weaving in drag.
It's always weird to see Zod.
No,
you said Superman 2. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Last movie I saw this week was Gosford Park from 2000, directed by Robert Altman. This cast is humongous. I got to pull up the list on IMDb. It stars Maggie Smith, Michael Gambon, Kristen Scott Thomas, Camilla Rutherford, Charles Dance, Geraldine Somerville, Tom Hollander, Natasha Whiteham, Jeremy Northam, Bob Balaban, James Willoughby, Claude Blinkley, Claudie Blackley, Lawrence Fox, Trent Ford, Ryan Phillippe, Stephen Fry, Kelly MacDonald, Clive Owen, Helen Mirren, Eileen Watkins, Emily Watson, Ellen Bates, and Richard E. Grant. There is fucking everybody in this movie.
Wow.
Yeah, huge cast. Very good. It is a mystery set in like 1932 England. Gave that a 7 out of 10. And that is all the movies I watched this week.
Hold on. We got you finished that actually really quickly. So is there one movie that you want to talk about in particular?
Did I say watch? No, I didn't say I watched Grosse Point Blank. That was Carrie assigned me that. It was directed by George Armitage. Stars John Cusack, Minnie Driver, Alan Arkin, Dan Aykroyd. Is about a professional assassin. He is sent on a mission to a small Detroit suburb. And by coincidence, his 10-year reunion is also that weekend. I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about Palm Springs. Palm Springs was incredible.
You don't? That actually got some good reviews.
What's that?
The Grosse Point Blank.
Oh yeah. It is very good. It's like a time capsule from the mid to late 90s. A lot of grunge music, a lot of that kind of thing. I always like seeing Minnie Driver. John Cusack is pretty good as well. It is very funny seeing like two assassins like meeting in a diner because they're both trying to like hide their guns from each other, and they get a table next to each other, and they both put their guns underneath the table. It's very funny, very, very funny.
Right,
but
point at each other's crotches.
Yeah, exactly, that sort of thing. But Palm Springs.
I'm gonna hit you with some keywords.
Sure.
Oh, hold on. I want to hit you with
Sure.
keywords.
Go.
Quirky.
Huh?
We say confirm or deny. Quirky.
Yeah.
Quirky.
Yes. Confirm. Lively. Yep.
Cynical.
Yes.
Nihilistic.
Realistic.
Nihilistic.
Nihilistic. A little bit. Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Yes.
Classic.
Confirm. Classic. Sure. Yes. I will agree. Yep.
Okay. All right. You said Palm Springs.
Palm
That's the one on Netflix, right?
Hulu. It's on Hulu right now.
My bad.
Hulu. Yeah. It is an hour and a half. It is very tight. It is very funny. It does get into that sort of like existential dread sort of thing that Groundhog Day had a little bit, where near the middle, where Bill Murray, sort of thinks about what's it all about. He's like, I might be a god. I said I'm a god, not the god, that sort of thing. So it gets into that sort of thing. And it gets into that idea of like, they're stuck in the time loop. And at one point, one of them suggests doing that thing that Bill Murray does in Groundhog Day of being, living your life in service of other people, not just yourself, living a, selfless life as opposed to selfish life. And I will just leave it there because I think I want to talk about this maybe next week if you watch this, but it is very interesting the places it goes.
Yeah, I'm looking at the headlines for some of the reviews, and Groundhog Day is mentioned quite frequently.
Yeah.
Removing the grumpy old man and replacing with a romantic comedy angle.
Yeah.
Did you mention there was a rom-com?
I did not. It does have rom-com elements for sure.
That was something I thought I was going to check out. I almost accidentally started watching it because I pressed the button wrong. I backed out of it, but I read the description. I'm like, that actually sounds pretty funny. Andy Samberg. It's been a while since I've seen him in something, so I actually almost watched it. I was going for Scrubs, but I ended up watching Scrubs. But yeah, I keep thinking to myself that I might go back and watch Palm Springs at some point. So yeah, I mean, you speak highly of it. I might check it out.
Yes. All right, so with the
4 hours
4-hour
later.
mark, 5-star runtime. Boys, we did it. All right.
5-star runtime would be 5 hours.
Well, no, that was a reference to.
Don't do it.
Well, now we got to go
no.
to 5 hours because we passed the 4-hour mark.
I'm blinking twice. If anyone's watching, blinking twice means send help.
So that'll do it for
Carrie's
me.
Gonna be so pissed. It's starting to become a thing. Actually, Carrie says, on the times where she's taking some time off.
Yes.
She'll be like, don't do it forever, 'cause, and I'll be like, yeah, okay, don't worry about it. We're good.
We're good.
Yeah. We'll just talk about the stuff that you normally wouldn't talk about. Fucking 4 hours later, she's like, I swear to God, she's gonna make a comment about this. She'll be like, I'm not gonna listen to this, and then you know what she's gonna do? She's gonna listen to it.
Absolutely.
She's a goddamn trooper. So this is for Carrie. Listen to this 4-hour mark. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Tell me you didn't enjoy yourself. Tell me.
Exactly. Right to the show. Let us know if you enjoyed yourself. bicycle@gmail.com. So for Can I Say Something, I've been Damien.
I'm a Deej.
Love you. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
A birthday spectacular 4-hour special.
Wow.